Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Oh, we can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening, come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Did
Evening.
I say
It's
it
just-
like that? Or did I say it like in a creepy way? I didn't mean
No,
to.
I did.
I
I did.
did. You took the license. You took the
Yeah.
artistic license. All right.
Artistic, autistic, something. It's something like that. Anyway.
Oh, so I wrote those lyrics a few months ago when I
You did?
started like changing my channel. And if you notice, all of the people that are featured with me in my intro are people that I honestly believe like we can make a difference if we try.
Oh,
And
boy, did you work on that too? You worked on that line too.
No, I did. No, I did. Just I thought of it while I was watching the intro. I'm like, there are so many areas right now that need a difference being made. And there are systemic similarities to them that are striking to me, like the flooding in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
They built those cabins for those girls in 2019 in the floodplain. There's something wrong with the system if they were allowed to do that and allowed those little girls to be swept away in the middle of the night. There's something wrong systemically with the LDS Church if they allow ritualistic abuse to continue on and they don't take a stand against it and do something about it.
So what happens when you let a bunch of psychopaths just go crazy with everything? They're like, F it, the rules don't apply. You know, like Lori, doesn't count for me. It doesn't count. So they don't care. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just talking out my butt right now. But
yeah,
it feels like that a lot, you know, especially with like the Diddy stuff. That I was just like, oh my God. And then the Epstein stuff. And I'm like, get the hell out of here. We're not two. You know, we're not 2-year-olds, but okay, we'll just keep pretending like we are.
And there are lots of people in positions of power that are continuing to act like 2-year-olds.
Because we allow it. And what you allow or what we allow is what will continue. So we just have to get smarter and learn the tools we're working with. That's it. That's all we got to do. Don't elect them. Don't put them there. But it's like having to choose out of the lesser of two evils. I don't want anything to do with politics. I don't
Nope.
understand it. And I only sniff around where I have to with the people I do because they ended up being in damn politics. Oh my God, dang it. Because it goes all the way up.
Yep. And people in politics are in charge of making decisions like who gets to build a damn summer cabin in a damn floodplain. That's why politics matter, because and it's both sides. It's either side.
Oh yeah,
They
they
all
both
have,
suck.
yeah, they do. They both have corruption going on all the way from the bottom to the top.
I really do
And
think that they have it like this so that they keep us divided and distracted. And it,
oh man, you just opened up the door to a floodgate of like a 3-hour conversation we could have about that. It's the haves and the have-nots. We are
did you
the
hear that,
have-nots.
Lori? That's how you open up a damn door. You bust through it, okay, girl?
It's the
Oh my
haves and the
God.
have-nots. It's not the left and the right. It's not D versus R. It's not liberal versus conservative. It's have versus have-nots. And as long as the haves keep distracting us with all of the other stuff and dividing us, then we're never going to focus on what the real issue is. Just my
Yeah.
opinion. Just coming out of the gate hot.
I testify to your opinion. Okay. I'm be a second witness to your opinion there. I used to hear Julie Rose say that all the time. Lori even said that to Nate. She was like, I testified right now today. And I'm like,
Because
why don't you
that's a
testify in
Mormon
your own
thing.
trials?
That's a Mormon thing. If it comes out of the mouths of 2 or
Mhm.
more witnesses, then it's a fact. I'm here to tell you it's not.
No, it's called a conjuring. In
Right.
Lori's story, it's called a damn seance, girl. Get out of that circle. Back that ass up. Anyways. Yeah, so
It's heavy stuff though,
yes,
isn't it?
it
Like
is. It is. That's why I laugh so much. I mean, for real, like I feel like I'm going crazy a lot of, or I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like this is so heavy, but I can't look away because like you said, I've opened that door a long time ago. And it's like if I feel like if I turn and look the other way, I'm turning my back on Tylee and JJ, period. Because I'm just like, no, or the countless other victims that we have no idea who they are.
I can relate to that, and this has been a heavy week because of the hundreds plural of people that were swept away in the floods in Texas because of JJ and Tylee, and we have sentencing coming up in exactly 10 days. And I'm going to be driving out.
My stomach just dropped.
Right?
Yeah.
Mine does too. When I think about it. That's 10 days away.
Y'all, I've wanted to say so many things to her. I have said, I've talked to my TV Lori, okay? I've talked to her. I'm like, Lore whore, yeah. And then now I actually am writing a victim statement and I'm like, I don't want anything to get plucked out. I don't want to make an ass out of myself. I don't want to what do you call, I don't know what other word besides doo-doo all over my uncle's memory. I couldn't think of a better word. Like I want to do right by him, by his name, by his legacy, by his memory, by representing, right? So that's a lot of pressure on myself that I put.
It is. It is. Yeah. It is. And we'll be praying for you, and I will be there for you in person.
Thank you. I'm gonna need it. I'll be like, Elizabeth is the real one. Anyways, I'm just my brother will be there and my mom.
Yeah.
There
will be lots of more important people there
Mhm.
supporting you than me, but I will be there too. Yeah, and your brother is going to be there too, right?
That's the most exciting part.
I look forward to meeting him because I think he's a good example of just the human condition. We all, pardon my language, we all fuck up.
I don't. No, I'm kidding. I fuck up every day. Every day I F up.
Just working to get back on the right path is my daily challenge. Just you got to. I mean, you got two challenges. You got to make amends for the mistakes you made in the past, and then you got to work to
The
get
ones
better
you're
every
about to
day.
make.
Exactly.
Oh man. I want to read like all the damn secret combination scriptures to her and just be like, and gain and kill, for all the things. I don't have them memorized still, but that'll never happen. But I just want to break her shelf so bad.
Yeah.
Or at least make it so damn heavy that it makes the rest of her cheeks fall off.
I think there were times where we saw cracks in that shell during the 2 trials. I think when Nancy Joe was up there, and when your mom was up there, and when Adam was up there too, I think we saw cracks in the shell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever saw her break, but that doesn't mean we can't.
She was pretty broke whenever she rolled up on 2 wheels. Okay. She was pretty broken at that point. I was like, okay, Hannibal Lecter. I'm sure that was by policy or something.
That
Just
was
like
a
my
ploy.
mom.
That was a ploy for her to get out of coming to court and picking a jury. That was just a ploy. That was I'm so sick I can't go to school
wanted
today.
Y'all to see her new rims or something. No, it reminds me of like how my mom said whenever she's who brought JJ home, whenever he got out of NICU or out of the hospital, and the nurse was like, come on, she pulled up with a wheelchair, and it was policy, whomever is going home with that baby is going to roll out with a wheelchair. So I was thinking, I wonder if that's what it is for the jail, or if she was like reserving her
yeah, I honestly think, and obviously this is pure speculation because I don't have a direct line to ask her what happened that day, but she's like, I don't want to go to court today. And the sheriff's office is like, Judge Bareski gave us an order that you have to go to court today. And she's like, I'm so weak, I can't walk out under my own power. And
here you go. Yeah, that does kind of, it makes more sense than, I don't know, hurting her ego, because that's what it's all about with her. Her ego is huge.
You don't remember my green chili chicken enchiladas that I took to every family gathering?
I'm like, Larry said, remember them, oh my God, fruit cocktail that he thought you poisoned him with in 2017? Oh my God, he wonders now. He's like, I wonder. And I'm like, I wonder what, like, what's the end game? But I don't think with Lori you have to have one. It's that sadism. It's that sadistic. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like Jack Fox said on our Sunday show, that was like an awesome show because it was somebody who is completely objective, just looking in on her and her interview with Nate, and just like objectively telling us that she is a sadistic bitch.
Yep. Yeah,
you got
Ruby
me cussing
is the same way. I don't. You cuss every time I'm on here. You're like, excuse. I'm like, and I thought about that earlier. I'm like, I wonder if he does that just because it's mean, And so I'm trying to.
No.
I don't know.
I've
been really goofy lately. I don't know. It's just comes with the territory. With it ending, all the things ending, and I kind of didn't know what to do with myself. Still kind of don't know what direction. There's tons to do, but I don't really know. I don't know. People, because I don't know, people would maybe be like, why are you here? Now that they're over. I've gotten comments like that, and I'm just like, it's never over. I wish, but it's not over. Nothing's changed.
No. Don't you listen to those people. Do not listen to those people. Don't let those like earworms in there. You keep those out. You got every right to be there, and you're going to do just fine.
And then I'm like, what if I'm covering a case because I want to cover other? There are already some that I've had my sights on. And I think that's kind of how I've been having to do it, is to draw out, like from the Hamblin case, to kind of compare with what Lori and Chad did. What does Satanism look like? What does this look like? If they all claim that they're praying to God, if they all claim that they're casting out demons, not invoking, okay, then it's like my word against yours. I'm like, but by ye fruits, ye shall know. And they
It,
are some rotten ass fruits.
and they all claim to be hearing from the spirit. The spirit
The
told them
angel
this.
of light.
The spirit told them that.
Yeah.
That's a conversation I've actually had recently with a very close.
Not an angel of light, huh?
No. A person that's close to me in my life who's been a devout LDS all his life,
Okay.
and he's like, that's, the spirit told me this and the spirit told me that, and I'm like, what if the
That's really his
spirit?
content.
Yeah, right. And what if that spirit tells you to unalive your children or your spouse or your boyfriend's spouse?
I guess maybe just try to find ways to lead by example. It's by, just like with Mormonism, how it's by works. That's how they get saved, by works, not by grace. So it's better to show, because they don't really know what that is. That's why they're always like outworking everybody. They're like, anything you can do, I can do better, and they're faster, and they really are good people, but
Yeah,
it's a big
yeah,
difference. Lead by example. It's the same thing with Todd. Whenever mom read her victim impact statement to the Idaho court when Lori was convicted in 23, and just in the middle of it, Todd wasn't there, but she was like, Lori, Todd forgives you, and I'm just like, oh, Miss Drug, that's my drug baby, hello. He lost his child once by adoption because you adopted him. And then he lost him twice because you then killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just like, and then you killed his uncle. It's just very betrayal energy.
it's a whole nother level.
Mhm.
Whole nother level.
Welcome to Lori. She's so
And
extra.
here's the thing, and why what you and I are doing, I think, is so important, because it's not just Lori and Chad. I
Oh,
mean,
that's it.
they are
Yeah.
like the prime examples that we're all focusing on right now. But once she goes away to prison for the rest of her life, and once
She's
all of
just case
her
study.
appeals run out,
Mhm.
this is going to happen again. I guarantee you, this is
It
going to happen again.
has. It already has. I think with the way that our Frankie, whenever he escaped Jody Hildebrandt's house, I think that act alone saved that child and his sister,
Yep.
okay, from the fates that they were heading to. That was, and so that was Tylee and JJ just months, or a year before, or however many years before. It's like this cycle, and the same with Melanie Boudreaux's kids. Her kids were up on the chopping block. They were behind the Frankie kids, in my opinion.
Two of the four were considered dark, right?
Actually, I think it's 4. I'm serious, and I don't have it on hand right now to corroborate that, like Lori says. Corroborate that. But it's like there's 2 different instances where it's said, so, I mean, I'll have to get back to you on that one, but to confirm. I remember asking
Regardless,
like, "Oh my god, I think that's all 4,"
regardless,
Yeah.
Ruby and Jody like are perfect examples that this we
Mhm.
have to keep fighting against it.
Yeah,
We
and
have to keep
they're just the
exposing it.
ones on the periphery, they're not.
Right.
That's not even peeling back a layer. That's that's just right there, like, it's so, and it circles around visions of glory, and I found some weird stuff too earlier that was like, "Oh my god," because this astral projection thing, I'm just like, "This is so weird." It's weird. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I'm taking a little time to warm up to it, okay? They've had plenty of time, apparently. And so, I mean, it's our government that's experimenting in this and has been for a very long time, turns out. Shocker. Spoiler alert.
For the record, that's for the people that didn't understand. That's astral projection.
Astral. Oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. We do
There could
appreciate
be
that.
another interpretation for that for people like Chad
Or
and Lori, but
remote view. Remote view. Yeah, what I found earlier, look, I'm gonna try and it really was different. So okay. Well, go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
okay, yeah, you keep finding it. Have we said hi to chat? We got some people
Hey
in chat.
chat. I know. How you doing?
Ada K, Ronnie, June.
Kresha K.
Yeah.
Hey, Kresha K. What's up?
Ada K lives there in Kerrville, Texas. So she's been associated with some of the recovery efforts that are there. And my sister's there. So she met my sister yesterday.
Oh. Well, that's good.
My sister's there with her 4 canines. So Max is retired now. He's an old man like me. He's a black lab, but she has a couple of Malinois, and she has a Dutch Aussie mix. And there, 2 of them are HRD. One is electronics finder, and one is a live find. So
Awesome.
she's there, boots on the ground. They've had 2 flash flood warnings 2 days in a row, though. So she's not been able to go out and set them loose as much as she would like to. She did go out today with Fox. Fox is her Malinois that's HRD. And we do know the sheriff's office found 2 more victims today that I know of for sure, but there's like at least 100 more out there somewhere.
So tragic. It really is. That really is tragic. Betty, I think that Emma is, yes, in the cult. I do, wholeheartedly.
Who's Emma?
Emma
Who is this
Daybell.
person? Oh, yeah.
Dad's favorite. It's his golden child.
Gotcha.
And it's it's Lori Jr., little mini Lori.
We just heard about her recently in one of the articles that came up. I can't remember where that was.
I thought it was last night on Web Sleuth because I watched y'all.
That's right.
Y'all.
That's right. Yes, Web Sleuth talked about Emma.
I can keep up with everybody else's shit, but I can't keep up with my own damn shit. That's bad, huh? Well, okay, so I found it, but let's see. I'm gonna try and do this. And so, I mean, this is like a 2019, and I just grabbed the little clip or whatever because he talks about. And so, this is an SRA victim. Okay, I've never seen this creator or channel or anything till today. And he said something about remote viewing, and I was like, "Oh shit, let me grab that real quick." And so, let's just hear him out because it freaked me out. All right, everybody. Let's freak out.
The reason why potentially a lot of people in the occult like to stay where they're at and don't want to get healing or don't want to accept Jesus because they like that power they've been quote unquote, you know what I mean?
Of it, fear is the other part.
So did you ever astral project or shadow walk?
Yes.
That was a new one.
Shadow walking and astral projection are 2 different things.
Explain.
Astral projection is, think of it in the form of Tibetan monks. You see them meditate and you hear tales of them while they're meditating that their bodies levitate off the ground and things like that. Astral projection is a state in which you willfully, through the abilities granted to you by the demonic, can project your spirit outside of your body, and your spirit can go to places and actually perform things.
That's right.
There are cases that people claim that they are being haunted, or there's a quote-unquote poltergeist, when it's really nothing more than a coven member that is astral projecting and targeting them and throwing things around their house.
So the only way you can astral project, it has to be aided by a demon.
Did y'all hear that though? I was like, oh shit. What if ghosts, are just these a-holes bumping into you? And Tom Harrison writes about this in his book. Okay. And then Chris with No More Remote Viewing in the chat right now, or I think it was Chris, it might have been Huggy Bear, who had told me, yeah, it was Huggy Bear, who said something about Janet Russin, who's another one of these psychics that Tim Ballard utilized to be intel for his OUR ops. Didn't tell his donors either, allegedly. And but yeah, something about
So
bumping into.
You want to hear something crazy about my beliefs when I was a Mormon teenager? I believed in this. I believed in this, and I didn't know that I believed in this. Like
What?
I read a science fiction book that was written in 1929 called Palos of the Dog Star Pack. And it was about this guy that would have out-of-body experiences that would go to other galaxies. Like he
That's
would
what they
go
talk about.
to the planet Orion and he would go visit it. But then eventually I came up with this theory that what if when we're having dreams, so I have a lot of dreams that are in places and about people that I have never been to and I have never met before. So I'm
Color,
like, what
or
if,
are they in color or not? Black and
yes,
white,
they're
or
in
both?
color. So
Color.
eventually I came up with a theory. What if these dreams that I have are actually out of body experiences and I'm actually going to some place and meeting some people, interacting with some people that I've never been to and met before?
And it's got to be a demon. So there you go.
I need some sage. Can you send me some sage?
I'm just saying. I think like that too. I think about these things, but this is something that Tom Harrison was teaching Chad Daybell and Julie Rowe in his Salt Lake City office. Lori's obsession with the book Visions of Glory. She has it. She still has it. She has a copy now in her jail cell. Melanie Boudreau. Brandon reported and testified to the fact that, well, he didn't testify. Okay, not about Visions of Glory, but he said that Melanie Boudreau was obsessed with remote viewing. They call it portaling. That's their slang for it. Jason Mount talked about it, making a portal in one's closet. And so that's not even original to Chad. Melanie Gibbs, she's guilty of it. She's never going to tell us so. Not 100%. Not 100%.
Yeah.
Julie Rose,
kind of
she
believe
talks
it, yeah.
about it in her podcast. You just
So
not, they're
yeah.
passive aggressive about it. So
Right.
they don't come right out and say it.
And that's the way I was when I was a teenager. It's like the religion lends itself to that sort of outside the box thinking that can open your mind up to that. Like you go off the deep end eventually with it.
I read an article the other day that said that some women that leave the church, they end up going to Wicca, because it's so familiar. I'm like, well, yeah, I can definitely see that.
Well, I didn't go there, just for the record.
I said women.
Oh, for real? Oh,
Yes.
is Wicca more of a does that have more of a female following?
It's witches. Witches. It's
okay.
Witchcraft, not witches.
I don't know.
Well,
I know hardly nothing about Wicca. Or
did you? Oh, you weren't around whenever Julie Rowe said, "Them damn Arizona bitches." What she said, she was like, "It's some Arizona bitches." She meant witches. Oh, did y'all watch Mormon Stories podcast yesterday with Lauren's interview? And she said, "Fuck." I was like, "Whoa!"
What? Oh my gosh!
And I was like, "What?" And I had to back it up. And I was like, "She sure did." She didn't even flinch. And I was like, "I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm so proud of you." I'm so glad that she didn't apologize for it or anything. And then she said something else, but she might have said it again towards the end. I was like, "Oh, damn."
After spending a good deal of time with her and Grayson at the two trials, I can't say that I'm shocked. I never heard her actually utter the word in my presence, but I can't say that I'm shocked.
I'm just like, I mean, because it wasn't even like she didn't hesitate before it. She was just like, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, wow.
Grayson says it like much more easily. Like it rolls out of Grayson's mouth. Her producer, Grayson is her producer. She's awesome.
Michelle, it's at like minute marker 137 to 141, somewhere in there. I just know that. I remember that for some reason. I try to remember them. But let me finish playing this clip. Dude.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't remember what's after this, but I mean, it's pretty interesting.
It
and Mix Monkey said something about portaling and cornholing or something. That was pretty funny. And hey, Cherry Pie. That's Uncle Charles's first love.
Yes. The demon acts as a tether between your spirit and your body.
Now, shadow walking.
Shadow walking is different. Shadow walking is physical and spiritual at the same time.
Is this like, okay, so I'm asking right now, is this grimoires like stuff? I'm still trying to learn.
It's not sending your spirit out of your body to go do a task. It's actually using
a task.
Occultism, hidden knowledge, magic in itself. It's a particular type of spell that you use to, how do I put it? Think temporary invisibility.
Tom Harrison.
You can't be seen, you can't be heard until you wish to be. It's almost like tearing a hole in the veil that's between our world and the spirit and dipping into the spirit world and then reappearing in the physical.
I guess my mind would think something like,
yeah, and I had a whole show on this because it was a theory I had about how a lot of missing people, missing cases, or these really ritualistic crimes, they all happen, or a lot of them happen, especially in Idaho, because I like went and looked at Baby Dior, Tylee and JJ, but Tylee was around the state park, a national park. There's a lot of this national park stuff going on. And so I'm like, okay, so I had like a theory a long time ago because I'd read it in Tom's book that he could make himself invisible and then appear. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to entertain this, okay, I did. And I'm like, who's to say that they're not snatching kids out there? Mr. Invisibility, that must be righteous. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, there's a whole lot of stuff I don't understand. And I hope I don't sound like an ass.
We're just, we're just working together to try and understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people claim that they have the answers, and a lot of people do have a lot of answers, but people claiming that they have answers when they don't, like Chad.
When they force feed them to you,
No.
Or when they think they're above all others.
Yeah, Melanie Gibb was never force-fed anything, and she went along with all that.
No.
Shit.
She's like trying to eat corn on the cob through a hurricane fence. She's like, give me some more.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. My God. She's a wild one, yeah.
You're walking along, you go to almost, I don't know, you step into a portal and you kind of become invisible, and then you step right back out of this portal and now you're visible again.
Yeah.
Something, I'm trying to imagine,
Yeah, I can give you an example. One time I did it completely on accident.
Oh.
I was working at a Chinese restaurant, as a busboy. And I was so heavily involved in everything at that time, and vampirism and stuff like that without even thinking about it, I shadow walked from the kitchen all the way to the front of the store, and without anybody seeing me, the place was full, just appeared next to one of the waitresses at the front of the store and about gave her a heart attack.
If I was a busboy, I would have hauled my ass right on out of the restaurant. Anyways, that's what I'd have done.
If I had a story for every time that I was a busboy at a Chinese restaurant and I shadow walked.
And then he said restaurant and store, and I was like, okay, we're starting to stray. But then it reminded me of my grandma's It was a convenience store, but it had everything in it.
Well,
So,
there's actually one of the best Chinese restaurants here in my town. Actually, is behind the Chinese store that's in front, and you have to know about it. And you go back and you walk through the door in the back, and the food is just freaking
I
amazing.
bet those are the best places, right? Those are the best places. Do y'all know a place like that? A little hidden secret, not occult stuff, but just hidden food.
Right.
Okay, little what do they call them? Shacks or whatever. You know.
Yeah,
Now
it
you
was
want
a,
some
it was
more
a,
name?
yeah, it was in a strip mall, and I didn't have to shadow walk to get back there, so I guess that's always a plus.
I was like moonwalk, shadow. Nope, never shadow walked. But I was already suspicious that Chad, because of the names that were picked out, like Eplos, and there are some other ones that were testified to that they found. And I mean, I've gone and listened to these things again, but I don't have them right here on my finger. I didn't, know we were going to talk about this particular
Yeah,
part, but
there's just
it's
so
other
much.
demon
There's
names or other weird. It's like he was messing with sigils and just magic, like just some really dark shit. And that's where I'm at, because there's also that video of Nate Eaton whenever they tore down Chad Daybell's house, and at the very end when he's walking us through, I'm typing it up. When he walks through, let me just get to it right here. Let me see. Okay, right here in the shop. And you're going to see something. I Googled it. I picked up my phone at that very moment and was like, what? And it brought me to Agrippa. And we know that he was working with the Book of Life, which Book of Death, that would be all the people they were blotting out. Probably the lower keys of Solomon is where I'm going with this. Not right now, but that's where I've gone. Some pretty dark shit. Okay, watch this though.
In here was the garage where the tools were and where the police searched. And this, you can see that the cement needs repair, but this was where the tools were kept. And we go in here.
and tools that were used in the unaliving of Tylee and JJ.
The new owners tell me that when they came,
check this
said
too. This is a surprise. You ready? Okay, first off, riddle me this, Joe. Okay, in the jailhouse call, well, Lori was in jail. It was the day before the kids were found. So this is June 8th, 2020. And Lori and Chad are doing this coded talk with one another. It's long, okay? It's full of crap. She talks about the soil and just they're talking in code. Anyways, they bring up Alex's name, and for some reason, like they think their prosecution, whatever, they're positing it as Alex's name, another name they used for Alex, which at this time Alex was dead. So I don't think they were talking about or to Alex. Okay. But then it makes me wonder, because you're about to see something right here on this wall. And it's crazy.
Spring Creek.
You see that? Ray's
Ray's playpen.
There's that. I forgot about that part.
Okay, who's Ray?
Well, that's the code name that Alex went by. They say. So
And there were tools hanging up there on that wall.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because this is the day before they tore this house down.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
hold on. Yeah. I was like, what? When I saw this. Like, that's big to me. That's whoever the hell Ray is. This is his playpen. Okay. All right, get ready.
books. This may have been where they stored the books and kind of ran the business. There was signs and it was stacked with books. And an interesting sign that was here.
So maybe Lori was not such a good salesman after all. All right.
There was signs and it was stacked with books. And an
Is
interesting
that the same
sign
shirt that he
here.
wore in her interview? That looks like the exact same shirt that he wore to interview her in Australia.
I mean, it's
if I were doing an interview in a jail with a famous inmate of any kind, I'm
she's
not
not
wearing
famous. She's infamous. She's a piece
whatever,
of crap.
whatever. I'm not wearing a V-neck. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, he might have a V-neck garment
Collection.
He might have
a V-neck
undergarment.
collection.
I mean, it looks like undergarment.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the magic underwear.
I saw Uncle Charles's in that body cam footage. I was like, oh, I thought it was like something else, but no, it was this damn undergarment.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Okay, so I just want you. Okay.
Signs and it was stacked with books. And an interesting sign that was here.
Oh, it's interesting.
Probably from before Chad's time.
No, I don't think so.
This is calf heaven idea.
Okay.
Is to preserve life. It is not easy, but a fun challenge. God be with us. Thanks.
This is calf heaven. This is calf heaven. Idea is to preserve life. It is easy. Wait, it is easy, but it is not easy, but a fun challenge. God be with us. Thanks. That is not a Christian. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't care who the hell you are.
That's not LDS either. That's not.
Well, don't say that.
Oh, really? Oh,
no.
yes.
I mean, I can't point you to it right this second, but it's all intertwined. I think, and it makes it really easy. Like that. Okay, so the calf and that thing right there, the calf thing, and just
so oxen are a huge symbol in the LDS Church. They have under the big baptismal font where you do baptisms for the dead. They have, I think it's 12 oxen supporting that baptismal font. And an oxen is a castrated male cow.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
There's some symbolism with that. It would be weird to say calf instead of oxen or something like that.
Well, but my thing is just the wording, like just the fact that it's there, hanging on his wall, just like Ray's playpen. It's just sinister to me, knowing what happened, knowing that I have never known of a crime scene that explains Tylee's death. Okay. I've never, and I actually pulled a presentation together, but it's to explain what ritual abuse is, what it looks like, and but it's long. And I found so many things that were like, oh, well, all her remains weren't even there. Like there were more of her bones missing than were there. And we didn't know that until John Pryor, right? What do you call it? Defense called witnesses, Chad called witnesses or whatever, expert, whatever. I don't know the terminology because we've never really had them except for right there. But, and that it was like a guy who was in that field and he worked, I don't know, at a university or something. And that's when we became aware that there were a lot of Tylee's remains missing. And it's just like, where the hell are they? Like it's really frustrating.
Well, it's really bizarre. That poster by itself and that writing on the poster is just bizarre. Like where does it come from? How does it relate? Now I know. I mean, now I want to know. Like,
I've looked it up. When he was doing this live, I was like, this is calf heaven. I mean, I Googled the whole damn thing. And it brought me to Agrippa, Agrippa. I don't remember which one it was, but I was like, oh my God, this is weird. It's different. I'll say different.
No, it's weird. It's bizarre. It's sick.
I mean, for this, like not in this well, it's in the context. It's just not in the mainstream context, if you will. And me not ever being Mormon. I mean, anyways, I won't
The
I don't
idea
know.
is
I'm
to
not an expert.
protect life. It is not easy,
Preserve
but a
life.
fun preserve life, but a fun challenge.
No, this is calf heaven. Idea is to preserve life. It is not easy, but a fun challenge. God be with us. Thanks.
That's just nuts. I mean, who writes that on something puts it on their wall?
Yeah.
All right.
What's happening over here when all the anyways, and then if you want to hear my whole theory, basically, whenever they tore down this house the next day, it's another sacrifice, so to speak. And then the people that bought it, it's called Crawl, or one of them, it was at one time. I don't know if it is still. Y'all went over that last night. Crossroads and that's cross and bones symbology. And I'm just like, what the hell? Please just let the nature take it, please.
Like
You
skull
know.
and bones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a whole nother level.
And then where's the rest of Tylee's bones? So there's a whole another level. And then whenever they were tearing down Chad's house, they found some bones. And then there's a lady that Trish on Web Sluices who caught it. And anyways, a lady ran up to Nate while they were tearing the house down, and you could hear her. You couldn't see her on camera, and you could barely kind of hear him, but you could hear him. And she was like, I don't know what y'all want to do. We found these last night or yesterday. I don't know if y'all want to give them a blessing or something. And I'm just like, can you call the cops? Okay. Can we get those identified? You know, who knows? Are they Tylee? Are they other victims? Because I think they've killed more raccoons, if you know what I'm saying. I think raccoon is a slang slur word, for dark.
Right.
Anyways, that's my because the exploitation goes on and on and on and on and on and on. It never stops. And I'm saying that just because I'm on this side of it. And it does. It goes on forever. There will be anniversaries of this, and which is great. It can be, but it's not, like it's both, it's going to be both because
which is why we have to go on and on and on and on and on too. And on and on.
Yeah.
We need to join on and on and on.
Lauryn Hill. Anyways, I can't think of the song. On and on. Okay, let me not sing it either. Anyways, all right. So, yeah. So the race playpen.
When they came, this said Spring Creek Books. This may have been where they stored the books and kind of ran the business. There was signs and it was stacked with books. And an interesting sign that was here, probably from before Chad's time.
Why would he say that?
This is calf heaven.
It does look old.
It does look
like an old poster.
It is.
But Chad lived there. I live in Louisiana. 9/10 of the law is like Chad's property. That's 9. Like if you have something on your property, that's 9/10 of the law. Okay. That's ownership.
Right. So if you move into a house with that poster on your wall, are you going to leave that poster on your wall?
Older LDS people that lived there before before them. So it automatically makes people go and not put it on Chad. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with every damn thing else, basically.
Spring Creek Books. Tell us about Spring Creek Books. That was Chad's business that he wrote his books through, right? And published his books.
Yep. He started in 2004. Him and Tammy started in 2004. She was more of she worked on the covers, the designs or whatever, artwork. And, he did the magic. Okay. This is where the magic goes on. And I mean, he started self-publishing, I do believe, and I don't have this nailed down completely. I know it's something about his books or Deseret book, because they were sold in Deseret bookstores. They had a violent scene or something in them, something about an angel or kicking an angel or something along those lines. Anyway, so they they were like, yeah, nah, we're not so happy about that. And so Chad's like, screw it, I'm going to go start my own book company. And he did. Mhm. Lori claims he makes 30,000 a year. I was like,
Oh my God. How could you
okay.
resist that? How could you resist that stunning,
Mm.
wealthy man?
We checked the damn taxes. It was like $2,000 a year straight up. And I mean, I've got all their bankruptcy papers and stuff like that too. Chad, I mean, he was not a go-getter. I lie. He was a go-getter. She'd go to work. He'd go and get her. Straight up. Tammy, because I mean, that's what it was. He's just a piece of shit who goes and instead of staying here at his house, okay? I mean, even just to go write his miserable, horrible, disgusting books, Heather said that he would go to the church meeting house 2.6 miles up the road, straight up the road, And so it lends credence to that whole theory that, I mean, I had it before I even read Bishop Glenn Pace's memo about I wanted to know. Well, I mean, that was just a rumor, and it's still a rumor. I wanted to know, and so I really was. I told Goel, investigations and ritual abuse guy. I was like, I want to ask you something, but I'm like, I don't want to ask you, because I don't want you to get offended. Because this whole time, everybody has gotten offended instead of, and I've pissed a lot of people off basically just by asking questions. And yeah. And I mean, I want to ask
what
the question.
what did you ask Goel
And
about
so I asked him, now I got to say it out loud here. But it was basically,
are you worried about offending me? You've never offended me in our entire relationship.
There's people in the chat. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to piss. Look, and so just know that I'm asking this because I look at it as if it's just another place, okay, where Chad hung out and where they all hung out. Alex felt comfortable enough to lay in wait. I want to know if Tammy, whatever, if the victims' bodies were passed through the church meeting house.
Oh, wow.
And so I know, right? It goes with your brain. It did me, and I don't belong to that church, but it's just one of those things. And so he didn't even skip a beat. He was like, well, if you have probable cause, da da da. And I'm like, okay. He left me way back here because I was still tripping up on just even asking him that question because I didn't want to offend him. It's a play. But then it's like, I don't want these people to be doing these dark things in your place of worship. Like, I think it's a win-win, like we're both on the same team somewhat. We want to find out who's at fault, who's doing this stuff.
And if that's what they're doing, then I guarantee you 99.99999% of LDS would be like, why are they doing that in my place of worship? And I don't agree with that.
Right. It's so hard to, I mean, because that's such a whacked out theory, but don't think it didn't, because it really did weigh on my mind because there was no crime scene or there was no murder scene. Tylee was
if you ask her, there were no murders committed. Jesus knows.
That's why this is satanic ritual abuse and not
exactly.
No.
And that's going to be so hard for you and your family members on July 25th because you there's so much that needs to be said that can't be said.
Yeah. Oh God, McSpunky. Who else ever had a cozy cone? Not it. Not it. I did not ever have a cozy cone, and I'm good if I never hear cozy cone ever again. Or kitty corner. Okay. I'm good if I never hear kitty corner again, dude. I'm like, it's catty corner. What do you say? Foyer? I mess with Joe every
corner. I say catty corner. Catty corner.
Right? Who says kitty corner in here? Come on. But to have John Pryor say it, it's okay. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
It just makes me wonder, like with the Frozen and the let it go, and then like, hey, Melanie Gibb, go take pictures at the movie theater where you're watching Frozen 2 with JJ. All the, I'm just like MK. I mean, once I learned what MK Ultra was, I was like, oh yeah, that's totally MK. Chad says it, Garth says it, Lori, Melanie, everybody says it. It's crazy. I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm real. My brain is just a collector of weird things. And they're not mine. Like I'm picking up after them with a basket. And I'm like, oh, damn, y'all left me this. Oh, God, what am I doing with that?
Right. And eventually when you pick up so many pieces and they all start fitting together, you're like, is it really just a conspiracy theory now?
I mean, let's just say this. I'll posit this. Then a conspiracy has been proven. The rest is just filling in the blanks. This is something that you're not going to be able to get answered in a court of law, I don't believe, because it infringes on, need I dare say it, religious beliefs. And you can believe anything. It's the practicing part that disturbs me. And a lot of us, I do believe, because when you exercise those rights to exercise those demons that you're infesting people with in order to, anyways, it's just.
No, it's not. Anyways, that's the main point. That goes way back to what I said in the beginning. It's systemic.
Yes.
And systemic things that unalive people are things that we need to fight against.
Yeah.
And keep bringing to light.
Definitely.
And that's why Nate Eaton doing this is what some people have a problem with, because East Idaho News is owned by who?
Frank Vandersloot.
And what religion does he belong to?
He owns Idaho, or at least Southeast Idaho for sure. Mormon. And Boy Scouts. Yeah. And he spoke out against what Adam Steed was doing as a whistleblower for the Boy Scouts. And he started East Idaho News, basically bought some stations from Bonneville Communications, which is owned by the church. And Gordon Bowen worked at Bonneville Communications on top of that, which we'll get into that soon.
Yeah, let's get into that. How does it just all like flow from bad to worse? Like,
it's just nothing but a landslide, dude. I've been like, oh my God. What did I think Megan called the flood mud? And I'm like, yep, I've been doing this in it over here, on this end in the culty streets, the weird connections. And so this is what happens when you follow the money, in my opinion. Okay. So I follow the money and then boom, I hit the ceiling. There's nobody above Carlos Slim. Maybe one, maybe Elon now. But, once you get there, then people are like, oh, that's dark. That's conspiracy. I'm just like, I followed the money. I can't help where it went.
Well, there's a reason why conspiracy is illegal. Because
it becomes racketeering and
exactly, yes.
Yeah, it becomes an enterprise, and it is an enterprise. I promise you that. I've seen it. I'm sitting here looking for. I want you to. Lauren Conlon. She interviewed me. She's amazing. Okay, she's really good at explaining the Hamblin case. But that's where I found this link. Okay, down here in the bottom, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Because when I pushed it, I'm gonna have to turn my air on though. I'm hot.
I love me some Lauren Conlon. She really is good.
You do? Okay, good. Yeah. Yes. She's not afraid to broach things, and I really appreciate that.
Yep.
So, yeah, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go turn my air on and then find where I was. So, let's see. This is where it brought me. It has second arrest made in Utah County case, and I was like, okay. And then it has Utah County. David Hamlin receives bail, but I'm looking at, and I looked at this one. This was the first one because I was on my phone, and I was like, oh no, Olympics. Oh shit, no. I looked at Jason and I didn't even open it yet. And I was just like, do I even go there? Because I know already where this is going to bring me. Because I've already made it to Epstein already it's on Epstein list. I can't prove it because it don't exist now. But other people have reported on this. Other people have also seen it because there is a list out there. I remember seeing it. I might have it screenshotted in my phone somewhere. But on this was through John Huntsman or Jr., the ones with all the jets and everything. The Huntsmans
that were taking underage girls to Epstein Island.
allegedly.
Allegedly. Right. Allegedly. Sorry.
Prove it. Yeah, prove it. They'd have to prove that they didn't. Or prove that they, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so, I mean, that's, okay, so there's that. The Marriott's also, allegedly. I remember that name. So, for sure, Marriott's. For sure, John Huntsman, allegedly. And so, that tracks back to Mike Lee, who is the, he's a Utah, is he a senator? Yeah, I think. He's a Utah senator, Mike Lee. Mike Lee used to go to Book of Mormon evidence conferences. He also met with Tim Ballard in the airport in Salt Lake City. Not Salt Lake City. I want to say Denver. It might have been Salt Lake City. To plan out for him to run for Senate, And this was when Tim was going to run for Senate, but then he's like, I can't because all these women are lying about what I did, Anyway, so that's when they hit him with that big lawsuit, which we need to check the status of one day. Anyway, so, I mean, this is how I'm just trying to track back through who's connected to who. Then you have like Glenn Beck emailing Mike Lee. But Mike Lee clerked for John Huntsman. And, John Huntsman, according to Defending Utah presentation, he's into the NWO issue. So there's that part. So that's where it connects to Epstein that way. But the Olympics, my friends, that connects to Romney and Gordon Bowen. And who's coming to the Olympics? I mean, who's got the Olympics again coming soon? Salt Lake City again. Okay, so I was like, oh crap. So let me turn my air on and let you talk for a minute.
You want me to read this? I'll read this.
Yeah, I'm hot.
All right. Epstein, Nassar, the Olympics, and a Twist from Lauren Conlin's blog. Epstein where's this from then?
This is from indazeller.com. I'm going to copy and paste. And then, look, I'm going to send it to you in private chat. And then I'm going to send it and put it in regular chat. And that way you can, if you want to scroll, you can. And then I'm going to share it with our friends.
You're wanting me to multitask? Holy cow.
Well, you don't have to. I can scroll it for you. You want me to get you some grapes too? I'll get you some grapes.
Let's see. I got it here.
Oh, it wouldn't let me put it in the chat. Yeah, it did. It let me on difficult research.
It'll take me like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, maybe 20.
I put it in the private chat too.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound like Lori with her quantifying. She was like 18, 19, 20. That girl.
Joop. Is that it? Are we up here now?
Okay, let me try to pull this one off. Stop screen. Let me do that.
So who did who does the In the Zeller
Yeah,
stories?
Minner and Wicca too. I don't know. So it just says two brothers. I did,
I'm gonna click
Jason.
them.
He's just started doing this where he texts me during the stream. Never did this before. It says two brothers shining light into the dark corners since 1993. So I didn't look too far into it. I want to say I saw their name somewhere. But anyway, so this is going to lead us to it's a big start. And he doesn't cover that many people. I'll get that information to you. I just don't have it right on
Yeah,
here.
no, I was
This
just
goes to-
curious. It's a
Okay.
curiosity. It's not a necessity. But if they're shining light in the darkness, then
They are.
I'm more power to them, and I will be a supporter for sure.
How about the chat? Y'all in? Y'all got y'all flashlights? Your handy dandy flashlights? Your Q beams, right? So, I mean, he only covers John Bonet and the Connecticut Connection, Sterling Van Wagenen and David Hamblin, peyote ceremonies, which is David Hamblin. He covers Epstein, Nassar, the Olympics, and a twist, which is the one I really think should be read. It's the first one I ran across, and I was like, no.
All right, that's where I'm going while you turn your air on.
Oh, I did already. I'm done.
Oh, so I don't have to read
waiting
this.
on
I'm
you.
just kidding.
Yeah, you do. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. You do. You go.
Epstein had his tentacles extended into almost every sphere of life, from business to arts, from science to politics. Epstein had his hooks in everything, including the Olympics. The Olympic circle takes us on a journey. So let's all go on this journey. Some people have strong ties to Epstein, while others may have floated around his orbit of influence. This path takes us from coast to coast, from California to Connecticut. Eventually, we'll wind up at a case my brother and I are very familiar with. Let's start with Casey Wasserman. Wasserman was involved with Los Angeles 28, bringing the Summer Olympics to Los Angeles in 2028. Wasserman was a frequent flyer on the Lolita Express.
Prove it.
Right. I was going to say that's code for what we know what that's code for. Even accompanying Epstein, Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey, and Chris Tucker on an excursion to South Africa. I do want to see receipts for that.
Yep.
Larry Nassar and John Geddert. While incarcerated, Epstein attempted to correspond with Michigan State doctor, serial abuser Larry Nassar 36 hours before his death. What was in that letter, no one knows. Why don't we know? Why isn't that public record?
Oh, I'm sure the dog ate it.
But it's safe to say he probably knew Nassar. Nassar was a close friend of accused SA and women's gymnast coach John Geddert. The two had a very close relationship all the way back to 1984, where they started their first gym, Great Lakes Gymnastics. Wow.
A lot of little girls.
If Epstein was trying to contact Nassar, right, it's possible Epstein may have known Geddert as well. Remember, Epstein had a little chateau at the Interlochen School of Arts in Michigan, just a couple of hours away from where Geddert and Nassar hung out at their gym. John Krimsky Jr. Krimsky raised over $2 billion for the U.S. Olympic Committee as its marketing chief through the 1990s. He has resided in Manhattan, Connecticut, and at the Olympic headquarters in Colorado Springs.
Bowen has lived in New York on Madison Avenue. Just letting you know that too.
This is Manhattan, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I thought it was maybe
At
both.
least that's what he says.
That's what he says.
That's what he said.
Allegedly.
In 2007, Krimsky was arrested in Connecticut on multiple charges of CP.
Wait. Hey, Romney married over there or something, Connecticut, right?
Romney was the governor of Massachusetts, right? Which is right next to Connecticut.
Connecticut. I do that too. We nerds. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Willard Mitt Romney is an American businessman and retired politician. He served as a United States senator and refused to give his seat to Timmy Ballard. It doesn't say that. From Utah from 2019 to 2025, and as the 70th governor of Massachusetts from 2003 to 2007. He was the Republican Party's nominee in 2012 U.S. presidential election. And I'm throwing this in. Frank Vandersloot had donated over $1 million to his presidential campaign in 2008 for sure, and again in 2012. And he was also on his, I don't know what all that stuff's called, but I'll just call it his presidential board. I don't know what to call it. He endorsed Romney, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So you have that dynamic, and so where Romney is seems like Gordon Bowen is. Where Gordon Bowen is, it seems like the Mormon Church is right there. You know, like hey, prodigal son. So that's what I know. Oh, and two of Romney's sons, they went to New York, where on Madison Avenue to temp to be interns for Gordon Bowen. Also, just know that. Plus, they worked on the U.S. Olympics, the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002. Mitt and Gordon.
Yeah, and there was a scandal involved with that too. We don't need to get into that tonight.
And it was it involved the designs with Gordon Bowen had allegedly stole an idea for the torch or something, allegedly. Something along those lines. Okay, wait, I have this little blurb I can read. It says, this is from Lynn Packer's video description for op-ed number 23, Satanic Ritual Abuse Allegations, back October 25th, 2022. It says, a new satanic child sex abuse controversy has flared up in Utah. Among suspects is a New York advertising executive with friends in very high places. Gordon Bowen, who was raised in Utah, but achieved notoriety on Madison Avenue, was named by 4 ostensible victims as being part of a ritualistic child SA ring. Besides being famous in advertising circles, Bowen is close friends with Utah Senator Mitt Romney and high-ranking Mormon apostle M. Russell Ballard. While there is no indication either Romney or Ballard was aware of any Utah child sex abuse cult, indeed the accusation that one existed at all may be completely unfounded, the two would have been aware that Bowen was previously accused of hiring male escorts, engaging exorcists to cure his sexuality, and sexually assaulting other men. Over decades, Bowen provided image and branding advice for the LDS Church. You know, the Jesus emblem. He made that, sold that to the church for allegedly $20 million. Okay, and then it says over decades, Bowen provided image and branding advice for the LDS Church and Romney political campaigns. Romney also used Bowen as creative director for Utah's 2002 Winter Olympics. Bowen conceived the game's, quote, light the fire within, unquote, tagline, and designed the torch that was carried by numerous celebrities, and I'll say apostles too. But anyway, so there's that.
I'm surprised they didn't have to gird up their loins to carry the torch.
They did. I think Gordon though had a girdle. I think he girdled them up. I do. I said it.
Oh,
Okay, your turn.
my turn. So you sent me a whole. Am I done? Am I muted? I'm not muted, right?
No.
No.
Mhm.
You were going to take us more down the road of Bowen.
Not a breath. Okay, I'll try.
Because I honestly, like, the name sounds vaguely familiar to me, but I'm not like in-depthly familiar with Gordon Bowen.
Okay. Oh yeah, he's. As you can tell, I have a really hard time putting all that together. I've not been able to do it successfully. Of course, I've never told the Daybell one either. You know, if somebody asked me to say it from the beginning, I'd be like, I can't do it, but
Everybody's got a butt.
everybody's got a butt. Oh, I'm looking for it. There it is.
You sent me
Okay.
like 400 pages this morning, and I was like,
I know. I just, yeah, I'm sorry.
but no, don't apologize. I just couldn't get through every single one of them, and so I'm still
Why
playing
not?
catch up with, especially with like your red underlines and stars and
You definitely got to read
arrows.
those. The star ones, you definitely do. They'll be all marked up. Okay. I don't know if you can share it again, and that way. Whew. I'm a damn middle.
Is
Whatever
that
you
the
call
one?
it. Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yes.
mine or is that yours? I don't know.
Is it? I'm scrolling, so.
All right, that's yours.
I mean, basically, I was just connecting the dots as far as this, the Olympics thing. I was like, oh, here we go. Before I even went into the article, I was like, Gordon Bowen, like this is where this is probably going to kick the door open. Will it? I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of exploring this avenue.
Gotcha. And we need to keep following these two brothers as they write these articles. They also need to bring receipts, though. Like, you can't just tell me something. You need to show me something.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have them. I mean, for all I know.
Right. So bring it.
I'm
Bring it, guys.
Okay. Oh.
No, these
Where did
guys.
you?
These
Okay,
guys.
so the gem. So John F. Krimsky, I guess is where you left off. So John F. Krimsky Jr. raised over $2 billion for the U.S. Olympic Committee as its marketing chief throughout the 1990s. He has resided in Manhattan. You already said all this. Connecticut. So that's two different places. And at the Olympic headquarters in Colorado Springs. In 2007, Krimsky was arrested in Connecticut on multiple charges of CP. He pled guilty on 2 counts and eventually served 0 jail time. What? Sounds so familiar. Just 10 years probation. A side note, Krimsky's brother, George, was a journalist who was kicked out of Russia. This reminded me of Tim when I read it. After being accused of being a spy and working for the CIA. As the Olympic marketing chief, he traveled all over the country. Did he ever frequent Michigan? I wonder. While Krimsky was living in Colorado Springs, Jeffrey Epstein also enjoyed his mansion in Vail, Colorado. I remember seeing, let me finish this. Just a 2-hour drive to the Springs. Now, this is where we take an unexpected turn to a case my brother and I know so well, Ramsey. Krimsky was arrested in Connecticut trading child images with a man from Westminster, Colorado named John Rossi. And I was like, is this Nicholas Rossi's dad or a relative? Okay, hold that thought. Who is John Rossi, you ask? Well, my brother and I received a poem from a lawyer in Colorado back in 2002. This poem was penned by a vestry member at St. John's Church in Boulder. In this poem, 3 men are accused of killing John Benet Ramsey. One of the men accused in the poem was John Rossi. So let me bring you over to this.
Ooh, what?
This ties to Hamlin, if so. So I forgot about this one. This part.
Mind blown. John Benet Ramsey. Holy cow.
Yeah, I asked Trisha before too. I'm like, because I mean, I'm leaning that way because I remember seeing a picture of John Benet Ramsey and Ghislaine Maxwell, her profile, like this, you could tell that profile. It was her profile behind, like she was there, in the same, she was in the damn picture, just wasn't posing with John Benet. And I'm like, this totally tracks. So that's why I always say, like, okay, here we go.
I did not have John Benet Ramsey on my See You Next Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Card.
I mean, and I feel the same way about Abby and Libby. And I know one day we'll have to really dig into that.
Oh my gosh. We haven't done that yet, have we?
I know.
Odinism.
It's like no matter what, these people still, It's the same thing. It's just different covens, whatever. I don't know what they're called. But
It's operating in the dark and not wanting people to shed light on the darkness.
yeah, and they've gotten away with it forever. So
Yeah.
many crimes, in my opinion. I mean,
And
I'm just thinking of how many.
So
And
one of the third party suspects in Delphi, Abby and Libby's murder, was a guy named Brad Holder. His ex-wife got up on the stand when I was there in person, one of the days that I actually got to get into court. She testified that, one, there's no such thing as Odinism, and two, if you did worship Odin and the lesser Norse gods, you would never hurt a woman or child because Odin was a protector of them. That was on the stand under oath.
yeah, that's that white glove version. That's a
Right. Yeah.
polished.
It's the same with it, but it's the exact same thing with Mormonism, though. An LDS member would never hurt, murder, unalive anybody
It's
because
how the practitioner practices.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So I'm going to show you this one first because this is who has been tracking down Nicholas Rossi. So just follow me on this. So I don't know if Nicholas Rossi, aka Arthur Knight, this guy that I showed y'all just now. Okay, y'all saw it. It's right here. This guy right here, which they pulled this Dateline episode, by the way. Okay, but just know that is who David Levitt is going to be referring to in this Facebook press conference. Okay, where he outed himself. Okay, as being named as a suspect in the Hamblin daughter accusations. Hopefully, okay. I don't usually mess with Facebook.
As I have served as county attorney since
Can you hear it?
the beginning of my term,
I hear it.
I have tried to do everything possible to rebuild the trust that law enforcement, prosecutors, and police have lost with the public. Our society demands that we be able to trust our public officials. I want to talk to you about two separate cases. The first case involves a man by the name of Nicholas Rossi. Nicholas Rossi allegedly raped a woman in Orem, Utah in 2008. That case was reported to law enforcement. It went uninvestigated largely. Her rape exam, the victim's rape exam, went untested for 12 years. Until shortly around the time I took office, we ensured that it was tested. That rape kit produced evidence that a convicted sex offender in Ohio, Nicholas Rossi, was the suspect. We engaged in a lengthy investigation involving the State Bureau of Investigation, the United States Department of Justice, the Scottish authorities, for reasons that I'll disclose, which you may already know, but I'll disclose in a moment, that revealed that Nicholas Rossi was also going by the name of Arthur Knight, that he'd faked his own death.
Wait,
relocated
what?
to Scotland, and we located him in a hospital bed.
Sure
I
did.
remember.
He's-
Okay, I remember this
suffering
guy
from
now.
COVID.
Hold on, I'm not
He's
used to this.
now awaiting extradition
Sorry.
on charges which I levied against him.
Do I need to stop it? I don't know how.
No,
There
you're
you
fine. No,
go.
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Keep going.
Why can't I though? That's a little weird.
Nicholas Rossi's MO,
Hmm.
his mode of operation, has been to take on people who accuse him or who threaten him or who in any way stand in his way with vile crimes, with blackmail with extortion. And there's a lengthy history and pattern of Nicholas Rossi doing that.
I need to know more about that. Blackmail,
So he's
extortion.
engaged in that process against me and my wife, making all
Ooh,
sorts of allegations that
stripper.
are
Ooh.
completely groundless, in an effort to shift the attention from his alleged crimes in Utah
Stripper.
to something that's a complete farce.
He talks too damn slow.
That's the
Yep.
first case.
We could go
The
1.75
second
on him.
case
I don't know how I can't get
Involved
into it
in
now.
local
It's like I
therapists.
messed myself up.
and centered around an allegation
Weird.
made by one tragically mentally ill woman who was that therapist's daughter.
David Hamlin's daughter is who he's talking
She
about.
accused him
I have questions.
and 15 or 20 other members of the community from being involved in horrific crimes. That
But you-
investigation, that allegation by that tragically mentally ill woman
Twice.
Of course she's mentally ill. She's accusing you of
So
something. She must be
outlandish.
mentally ill.
and so ludicrous that our own fine special victims task force that investigates these
That
cases
he tried to dismantle it. If he didn't, I
refused
don't
to
know if he
even
did or not.
interview any of the 15 or 20 people who are alleged to have committed.
Oh my gosh. This
I
guy.
can't stop it.
This guy.
The
I don't
case
know where to
resulted
play.
in criminal charges against one individual,
Yeah, right
the
now.
tragically mentally ill woman's father.
How many times has he said tragically mentally
And
ill?
my
Like 5
predecessor,
now?
Jeff
5
Buell,
times he ends up saying it.
ultimately dismissed that case against the therapist.
The task
saying
force
for
that
the
I'm
evidence
the
was
task
so
force that I'm in
outlandish,
charge
so
of
unbelievable.
dismissed it as being unreasonable
Yeah.
charges.
That therapist
It's
had
my
his
cousin.
record expunged recently, his arrest expunged recently,
Oh, it's
And-
okay. He'll be exonerated too.
should be out of the public
He was.
record.
This guy.
Because law enforcement is
Yeah,
about
you standing back.
trust. It's
too close
about
to the
being
priest.
able to say
It won't, Michelle. It's
that when the
weird.
government makes an allegation, that there's substance behind it that we can believe it. And if there's not, then we have a process whereby people can have their names restored, which was the process through which this therapist went.
He's doing way too many long blinks. Way too many long blinks.
It's like he's up at the pulpit.
Yesterday, I was provided a copy
It's like he's on the witness stand in front of the judge.
of
Yeah,
an
he is a
alleged
lawyer,
witness statement
prosecuting attorney.
Yep. Totally believe that.
of that tragically mentally ill woman.
There you go.
5 times. 5 times.
And for the first time
No 5.
in reportedly 15 or 20 years since the report was given, I learned that my wife and I
Mm-hmm.
were part of those allegations.
Naughty.
Oh, his
Alleging
wife,
that
too?
We were guilty
She
of
was- Oh yeah.
cannibalizing young children and murdering young children.
What? What? Child murder and cannibalism? Oh my God! Yes.
This morning at
Oh, that was freaky.
3:30 approximately in the
Yeah, it
morning,
was.
Nicholas
Yeah, he's
Rossi,
been up at the witching hour.
posing as Arthur
Yep.
Knight, posted to the internet
Deflection.
allegations
Allegedly.
that
Thank God.
I am a suspect along with my wife
Allegedly.
in this crime. It follows Nicholas Rossi's mode of operating,
Modus operandi, dude.
And-
Learn Latin.
and it does nothing
Yeah. Okay.
but
Angela.
demean
Oh, that
the
was very
integrity
long.
of me, my wife, and 15 or 20 other members of this community.
144
who had absolutely
total.
Nothing to do with a discredited case from 15 years ago.
It was debunked. That's how we do law
What's
enforcement.
problematic for me and troubling to me is that Nicholas Rossi
He
Seems to
practiced this.
corroborate Fox
He practiced
13's
this speech
You don't
like at
have
least
to.
a couple of times,
That's how you know what they
high-profile
are
individuals are involved, and he names
allegedly.
me and my wife.
from the Wasatch
And Nicholas
Front.
Rossi, again, lists Sergeant Spencer Cannon of the
Amen.
Utah County Sheriff's Office
And
as the
praise
source
Glenn
for
Pace,
confirming that I indeed am a suspect in
Hamblin.
crimes that involve cannibalism and murder of small children.
You
How
know
many?
what's funny though is how many people
can't
will watch it. How many people will
That
watch this and be like,
this all
cannibalism and
occurs
murder? There's
less
no
than
way.
one-
Hold on, I'm
There's-
gonna have to redo that. Okay,
Sorry.
I was
Peop-
no, I needed to.
People will watch that and be like, cannibalism and murder? There's no way. That, like, you can't.
Exactly, and this is exactly what they do. This is, and it works like a fine-tuned clock, a grandfather clock at that. You know, like I'm serious. I'm like, oh my god, or they come out and label you a conspiracy theorist because we're covering it. And they have released the Grandma, which is the Utah's version of Hoya. And I have the entire case. I have interviews. I have audios that the girls captured, the Hamblin daughters captured. And I mean, they attack you. I mean, I already had one in my inbox one day. One of the lawyers, you know, that's son-in-law of this other person I'm not going to name right now. Then we have Ken Krogh, who's all up in the mix with these people, but it's weird. It's so volatile and
Disturbing.
it's like the damn oh my god, the Western families that would fight each other, the Hatfield McCoys or something. It's bloodline is what it is. Now, oh, look at him. Yeah, his wife is this lovely BYUI teacher. She teaches her children. I mean, she teaches BYU students about sex, how to teach kids about sex,
how to go to Las Vegas for a quickie marriage and quickie divorce and hook up in between.
Kids. We're talking about kids.
What?
Yes, that's what we're saying. Her name is Shalom Levitt. Shalom Eastwood Levitt. And I looked at Clint Eastwood's daughters, you know, to make sure. I was like, oh shit. And then we have Robert Redford smashed up in here. We have Bob Hope smashed up in here. We have Art Linkletter from I don't know.
I remember Art Linkletter.
Disney.
He was
at ties to Disney.
He had that one show that had kids on it all the time.
Yeah, there
Remember
you go. Kids say the darndest things or something.
Yes.
Then Bill Cosby did it. Oh my god.
Art Linkletter and Bill Cosby doing
And
the exact same show back to back.
And I love pudding pops.
Well, he probably does. Well, he did in jail. He probably got some pudding pops. Oh my! I'm sorry.
That's a portal for another topic. Oh my gosh! Right? Hey, it's okay. They're all thinking it. They're not innocent. And if so, you don't belong here. No, I'm kidding. So this is Shalom Levitt. This is David Levitt's wife. Okay. They live in a castle in Scotland. They also, David Levitt went on to an Indian reservation or a Native American reservation, my apologies, and procured, allegedly, a Native American child. It's a long story. It's complex. Okay. Every facet of this is complex. It's like, it aligns with how Stacy Cox Cope called her family psychological hornet's nest. Same thing. It's really, that's how I would liken it. So Dr. Shalom Levitt, who works at BYUI, I think it's BYUI. Let's find out. She grew up in Yakima, Washington with 7 sisters and 1 brother. She attended BYU as an undergraduate in economics and then went to J. Reuben Clark Law School. On the first day of law school, Shalom met David Levitt. Oh, of course. and they married after their first year of law school. Shalom practiced family and estate law for years and then returned to get her master's degree in marriage, family, and human development. In 2010, Shalom was invited to be a Fulbright Fellow. That's not good. Oh, yeah, this ties to Viktor Yushchenko over there in Ukraine. Oh, yeah. So we're going to run into Maria Abramovic, that witchy lady, allegedly. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You'll know
And
that.
that fellowship is kind of like being a Rhodes Scholar. Like there's more to it behind.
It's like prestige.
Yeah.
Kind of like being a Freemason or something.
Yeah.
That's
what being a Rhodes Scholar is like. Like it has ties that people who are conspiracy theorists have told me that it's kind of like being a socialist, like being a Rhodes Scholar. So Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar.
They're connected. They're plugged in people.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Movers and shakers.
And GW
That's from a
was
non-conspiracy.
GW was Skull and Bone Society at Harvard.
So is President Nelson. So was M. Russell Ballard.
Yep.
The Utah faction, though. They're key. Wait, there's Scroll and Key, and then there's their Allen Key. And I feel like Tom Harrison's in there too, because it was at University of Utah. It is at University of Utah. The prophet of the LDS Church is a Skull and Bone. Tell me where he aligns.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I love that word. You did like.
It's so magical.
Do you have but you should have a button that says allegedly.
No, I do it. Look, I made myself because I learned along the way that you can't just, be saying stuff. Even if you're reading somebody else's stuff,
Lots of people try and get away with it though. And some of them do, just saying stuff out there.
Yeah. Well, I was like, what do you do? And I'm like, I just say allegedly a whole lot. I'm sure it pisses a lot of people off. I say, in my opinion, a lot. I know there's got to be other words, but I haven't had time to look, But whatever, just it's called CYA KWOS. So
yeah, I know about that a little bit.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. In 2010, so she was invited to be a Fulbright Fellow in Ukraine and teach to, good luck with that, university in Kyiv. She also ran a research study. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that in here. There's a lot of Tavistock, Hamblin's dad, Robert Hamblin, and June Hamblin. They did research for Tavistock. They also received government funds to do behavioral modification studies. Okay. I think it was like $330,000 back in the day. And I still haven't been able to check into this aspect of it yet, but I think that Jody Hildebrandt also comes from a ritualistic or generational family like this. I also think that Ruby Frankie and Kevin Frankie too. Okay. I think they were given missions. I really do. And they've just gone awry. Just like Julie Rowe was given a mission, just like Tim Ballard was given one. And we have a clip, from the lawsuit against Tim Ballard saying it's Ken Krogh and Tim Ballard. I've shared it before. Tim and Ken are talking to Celeste Borges, who is Tim Ballard's executive assistant. Okay. And she has him on audio saying, oh yeah, Elder Ballard, he told us if we didn't get in on this right now, then in 10 years we would become slaves. And I was like, oh, okay.
So tie that into Chad and Lori. Did they give missions to Zuzu and Melanie?
I believe so. I do. And whether that comes through some kind of temple blessing that is clandestine, that ain't my problem, because it's called calling an election made sure, for sure, because Zalima was talking about it in the text messages. So was Lori. Chad was answering Zalima's questions about how to get your calling election made sure. Mike Stroud, he don't ever shut up about the calling election made sure. Neither does John Pontius, he's deceased now, but in all his, it's like a roadmap to Zion. It's a roadmap to not become a Gentile. It's like if there is a global conspiracy, and let's just say if they were part of it, or if they believe they're part of it, this is why they're accelerationists. This is why they're trying to usher in Jesus Christ, so to speak. That's what Lori told my uncle with her own nasty mouth. Okay. She was like, I'm going to usher in the second coming of Jesus Christ on July 22nd, 2020.
And then weak-minded people like Melanie and Melanie's
And Lori.
like go along with that. They like, they're like, oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. I'm going to be a part of that. Oh, you're going to be a part of unaliving your husband?
You're going to play Jesus.
Yeah.
You're going to play God straight up. And that's why they do become the God makers. They are.
Yeah.
For real. Legit.
Ooh.
And it's disgusting.
Is that the name of your book? That's the name of your book.
No, they
God
already
Makers.
have books and
What? Called God Makers?
yeah, they have a whole, you got to go watch that.
I don't know about that. You need to
Well,
educate me.
I can't do it all. I'm only one person, Joe. No.
What?
Well,
Come
I got
on.
something for you. Hold on. Let me pull this up here. Let me go here. Hold on. You asked for it.
Yeah, I did.
You find it
I
first.
may regret it, but I asked for it.
Nah. It only hurt for a little bit. No. Let's see here. Well, I'm having to go old school. Let me finish my secret right here.
Okay. Yeah, God Makers.
You entertain.
And but God Makers, the title actually ties into a conversation that I recently had with a loved one of mine. And it was confirmation for the reason why I left the LDS church in the first place. Because they honestly believe, and I hadn't heard it in decades, that they will become gods and they will populate their own planet in the celestial kingdom. They believe that. Like they don't think it's odd to think that it's sacrilegious
it used to
or
be
blasphemous.
collab. Yeah.
They believe that. And when I tried to say that I believe that back when I was 19 years old, that was when I was like, I can't anymore. I can't with this.
Okay. Is this it? I think so. Please be it. Yep, this is it. All right. It's old. But this gives you the background. Okay. I really don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. This is not, I'm just bringing it. Okay. That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Just to predicate that, it's a difficult topic. And that's
It
why
is.
you do difficult research. I have people in my life that I know and love that are devout LDS. And
that's fine, but to an extent, until it starts to hurt people. And that's where I'm like, okay, I've seen people time and time again put a church, a building, material things made of this earth above human life, and not just any human life, above my family's human life. And then not just theirs, all the other people that have been hurt. And I'm just asking for the same grace. That's really what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for answers. So I hope whomever is here, is too, appreciate it. This explains a lot though. And it's kind of slow right here. It does contain graphic language. I'm putting the link in the chat. I can't believe I found it. Finally, yay. Oh my gosh, come on now. It's long. Oh, cheese and rice. I used to say the Church of Jesus Christ instead of Jesus Christ, Anyways. Okay. Bill Claudin, Mormon, director of the Hinckley investigation.
Gordon Hinckley was an associate of the Hunters, and he was involved in heterosexual and homosexual love affairs at the home on Lakeline Drive, as well as the car lot, an apartment above the car lot on South Main.
And Russell Ballard, his family, and then the car lot.
There's a car lot at 8 South Main in Salt Lake City, owned by Alvin and Walter Hunter. This car lot was managed and run by a friend of mine. His name is Charles Van Dam.
Shoulder to shoulder, dare I say, in spirit. Come on, spirit sister, we'll do it.
I was raised up in a good Mormon family, good God-fearing Mormon family. And my grandfather was a judge in Utah. And my grandmother's brother was president of the Mormon Church, George Albert Smith.
The Osmonds, Chad Daybell took a picture with Osmond, right? That selfie.
Okay, I worked at the car lot. I kept the cars clean and running. Plus at night, I used to go out and do collection work.
I walked in the car lot several times. Mr. Hinckley and Alvin and Walton were in the office. And I was introduced by Mr. Van Dam to Gordon Hinckley, and both to Alvin and Walton.
Gordon Hinckley and Walton Hunter were very good friends. But it was my understanding that he was the one that provided Walton Hunter with his bishopship. And he used to come around a lot, and him and Walton used to go off places sometimes. They were just typical used car dealers. They back in those days, they used to retread tires that were worn out and turn speedometers back.
Turn speedometers back.
But back then, I don't even think it was illegal to turn speedometers back.
It was wrong.
25 years ago. And,
I can't hear you.
25, 28 years ago, very early 60s.
I don't think it was illegal, but it was wrong.
No, it was illegal. It was. But
Bueller.
Gordon B. Hinckley, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You can hear me now, right? Gordon B. Hinckley was the president of the LDS Church after Spencer Kimball. Is that right?
I think so. Don't hold me to that, though. I wasn't listening all the way. Do I need to?
I'm Googling it. I'm Googling it. He was 95 to 2008. So it sounds right that he took over after Spencer Kimball.
And then after President Hinckley was Monson, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So is he wearing a Mason ring? I can't tell. All right.
All right.
And 1, 2, 3, go.
Well, it was my understanding that he was the one that provided Walton Hunter with his bishopship. And
bishopship.
He used to come around a lot, and him and Walton used to go off places sometimes. They were just typical used car dealers. They back in those days, they used to retread tires that were worn out and turn speedometers back.
The president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was a used car salesman.
Aren't they all?
Good grief.
They sell Afterlife right now. They're the middleman. I mean, if you think about it for real, it's why I'm like, oh my God, if you think about what Tim Ballard's allegedly doing, how he's a middleman. He's like, I'm going to be the guy that hooks you up with somebody where you can adopt a child. And I'm going to make all the money. I'm going to take credit for it. He does the same thing, allegedly, in my opinion, with when he would get donations, which is like in the hundreds of millions now. It's up
right
there.
That's what blows my mind about this, because the church is worth billions and billions of dollars.
Why? Because they're turning damn speedometers back. It wasn't against the law back then. It was just, but we're gonna do it, because it's bleed the beast attitude, in my opinion, which is a big Mormon thing.
It's what? Say that again.
A big Mormon thing.
No, bleed the beast.
Yeah, bleed the beast. That's
What's that
why
mean?
I from what I recall, at this moment. Megan, please, or anybody correct me. But it's like this attitude that was had by practicing LDS at that time, who were practicing polygamy, and then the United States was like, no, no, no. And it's like kind of the retaliation, like, okay, we'll stop practicing polygamy. That way they could become
right.
part of the statehood and bleed the beast.
Right.
AKA
They couldn't become
White Horse
Utah.
Prophecy.
Yes. Utah could not become a state until they officially said that polygamy was not allowed. Yeah. Renounced. Thank you. That's the word I was
And I
looking
really
for.
think they were like this with it behind their back. And that's where spiritual wifery, that's where I believe like Chad and Lori, that's what that would fall under, in my opinion, because I think it's never stopped. That's just my from researching different accounts.
Well, this goes back to the very fundamental of when you and I started talking about this, because you get the crazy offshoots like Warren Jeffs, like the FLDS,
the LeBarons, the Laffertys, the and then the church itself.
Right, exactly. The church says that's not us. That's not typical Mormon talk. That's not typical Mormon speak. That's not LDS doctrine. That's not canon.
So how would you feel if you were me or in my shoes and the kids were missing? First thing I'd do is look up the LeBaron cult. Okay. I look it up and I find that, a recent news story at that time for sure was that the, what do you call it? From where they lived in Mexico, and there were some a lot of the women that both they were LeBarons, and some children that were shot and killed right there on the border. Okay.
Yep.
And I saw where the church who reached out, which I mean was generous, right? That's what I would expect. But here I am also on this side of it. Tylee and JJ are missing, and we're not getting anything from them. We're not getting like, hey, can we help you? You okay? Here's a free Book of Mormon. Nothing. We're getting tight lips and weird stuff. Just nothing but resistance, I guess you could say.
That's what the church does, though. Tight lips and weird stuff.
But so riddle me this, because in the article that I read, the church actually made a statement extending like condolences to some people they excommunicated 40, 50 years before. So that has always stuck in my mind. And I'm like, that's an apostate. They're in outer damn darkness. Okay. They're enemies for life now. And so don't act like y'all don't still drink water at the water cooler, basically. That's how I think this goes. And I think it's the same way with the other polygamists.
I just had that conversation with this person in my life that I'm very close to, that is a devout LDS. And yeah, he's standing at the water cooler drinking the Kool-Aid still and saying things that the rest of us from the outside looking in are like, how can you believe that and claim to be a Christian?
This is where maybe not so much you, because you left kind of early. So, but like Megan, like people who leave the church, for sure, that I've witnessed with my own 2 eyes and heard with my own 2 ears and watched this go down, where they're like, why can't you just leave the church alone? And that's that attitude. And it's because you're trying to go back and run back in the burning building and say, come on, you're being, you're a slave. Like you're being used, you're being exploited to spiritually, monetarily, financially, I said that already. All the things.
Yeah.
Even physically.
That's what was surprising about this conversation I had, because me and him have never had a conversation like that before, where he opened up and he like openly admitted that I have my doubts, but I just believe on faith that my doubts, that I can believe through my doubts.
Yeah.
And that's where that's where I went different. When I was 19, I couldn't believe through my doubts.
Mhm.
I had to be
Right.
like, no, I'm not going down that road. I don't believe that, and I don't think I can ever believe that particular thing or those particular things.
Yeah. So, like, I guess the only thing that I can say as an outsider, completely outsider, is just what I remind people of is that I don't belong to a church. I was raised in the Catholic Church, but it's not like Mormon Church. It's not the same.
Yeah, y'all get to drink wine with your sacrament. We had to
I
drink
mean,
water.
that we don't have to pay tithes. We don't have to. Our jobs and everything don't depend on it. It's not like I'm
It's
just
not a
saying, like,
cult. It's not a cultish
well, it
religion.
is, I'm sure, in its own rights, literally. But I'm just saying, like, I never felt tethered to an institution. So what I share is that you don't have to have a middleman or a church or in a medium to have a relationship with God. That's it. That's all.
And I guess, but there comes a secondary conversation from that, because I was laughingly said it's not a cult, but Catholicism can be a high demand religion.
Facebook can be a high demand religion.
Yes, YouTube can be.
A true crime case can be
Yeah.
a high demand damn religion. It's just, I don't know. I just think it's okay if we all can check ourselves and just say, am I being an asshole? Like, am I not considering other people's feelings, views, point, like just other people.
Just being a decent human being. Is that too
Right.
much to ask?
Mm-mm. Oh, he says, yep. That's how I have it. All right, let's.
5 years ago, and 25, 28 years ago, very early 60s.
Can't hear.
And basically, they doped up engines and stuff like that. They didn't do nothing no different than most used car dealers do. These people, these hunter fellows, were supposed to be good Mormons. I understood they were. But since then, I have a different opinion.
I respect that.
They built a apartment above the car lot, which they held parties at.
What?
Men and women, and drinking and carrying on up there most all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, there was drinking going on there too? Like,
Well,
I mean, that's all the things you shouldn't be doing as a Mormon. Like, they were breaking all the rules, and Gordon B. Hinckley was attending these.
Exactly. So yeah, you're gonna find out a lot more. I gotta go grab my medicine real quick, so I'm gonna push play. So
yep,
you're about to pause it.
There, yeah. And I had seen women go up and down there, when I have been downstairs talking, to Walt, they would be a bunch of them going up and down the stairs. I mean, they were all different kinds. I mean, I've seen blacks, I've seen Spanish girls, I've seen white girls go up there, and Walt would say, oh, they're going up there to party again,
Well, on numerous occasions at the car lot, where they had built this apartment above the office, I did see Alvin, Walter, and Gordon Hinckley go up to the apartment with both prostitutes, I would guess they were prostitutes, and young boys.
I had occasion to meet Gordon Hinckley on the Hunter Motor Company lot that I was managing. And we became financially involved in a house at 2213 Lakeline Drive. We bought the house for a party pad. And Gordon Hinckley and Walton Hunter and Elvin Hunter came up there all the time. And I had to arrange women for them. I had to arrange booze for them.
Did he say Boone's Farm?
I had to arrange everything for them for the house.
Oh, never mind.
Boone's.
The part was a party pad.
Had to arrange music.
We used to
Oh,
party
okay.
up
I was
at
like, me
Chuck's
too.
house on Lakeline Drive. It was really a nice house. It was a big place and had a lot of bedrooms and I mean it was
Gordon Bowen lives on the avenues in Salt Lake City.
really a nice house.
I had 4 or 5 bedrooms, 3-story job, beautiful home. We used to go up there all the time.
They said, well, let's go buy a house. We can get you the financing and we can get you the money and everything else. So they said, we want a fancy house now.
Right, January.
So I went out looking for this thing and I found one at 2213 Lakeline Drive. And it
I'm gonna
was
look that
like
up.
$175,000 back then. And that was a long time ago. So we bought the house and I furnished it. It had 5 bedrooms.
At that time, his home always had a bunch of people there. The hunters.
The hunters. Mm-hmm.
My brothers were up there sometimes. Friends of Chuck's were there. Women.
Oh.
We went up to a party and this is where we went up to Chuck's one time. And
Did Gordon B.
Golly, there
Hinckley
were so many
approve of
people at
women
this
being up
party.
there?
Yeah, you about to find out, Joe. You about to find out. You're gonna FAFO is what you're gonna do. Oh my gosh, I know. Look, and this documentary is included in one of the God Makers. I forget if it's 1 or 2, and so I found it independently, from the God Makers. Not that they mind, but anyways, I just it's very telling. Okay. And it really explains why we have Gordon Bowen, why we have Tim Ballard, why we have M. Russell Ballard or had, why the prophet right now today is a Skull and Bone member, why M. Russell Ballard, I mean, he died, but he was 1, 2.
And why it's not that much of a slip off the end of the cliff for Chad and Lori to get to where they got.
Exactly. When you're looking up, and I mean, for Lori, she had to look back at her parents to judge, how to navigate life. And she looked at her church and she loved her church, loves her church. And I think it's part of this formula and why we're seeing what we're seeing. People getting exploited, abused, it just staying in there, and they're just moving bishops or whomever. They're moving people around instead of getting rid of them and having them arrested, holding them accountable.
Their helpline is a call to the church to get out in front of abuse
For the
claims.
church. It's for the church.
Yes.
Yep.
And that, you know what, the person that is close to me in my life that is an LDS member mentioned that helpline. And I was like, do you know where that helpline goes? And the answer is no. You know
exactly where it goes, but it does not help. Yeah, you can find stories to share with that person.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
To back up claims, because that's huge.
It's got to be a gradual process, though.
Because
you can't just like come at them like showing them this video that we're watching right here, because their cognitive dissonance will get in the way if you don't crack it a little bit at a time.
Exactly. And so, now that you say that, it makes me think back of Melanie Gibb, who thinks she's awakened. And I'm just like, oh, Lord. And then it's like, I realized that, like, just from thinking about how Megan left the church around, the time of Lori and Chad, she was starting to break away. And then I'm like, and then that's about the same time I'm thinking about how Megan was going through all this and how other, people who leave the church, how, just empathizing with them, trying to understand, putting myself in their shoes. And I mean, I've done that by researching this case and watching and following all the people, and I realized that with our own government, it's like that had to break for me too. Like, the worldview is broken, it's shattered. And I'm just like, oh no, I mean, so I'm not
Yeah.
likening it to that because it's. I mean, it is. I don't know. Depends on how you want to
It
look
kind
at
of
it.
it kind of is, and it goes back to the conversation that I had at the beginning, that we had at the beginning.
Yeah, the
Because
layers.
who would just look at Kerr County, Texas, with federal regulations in the floodplain and say in 2019, Kerr County, Texas, let them build cabins in the floodplain, and the girls who were in those cabins are the ones that got swept away. I mean, who would believe that? Your cognitive dissonance wants to disbelieve it first before you believe it. But it's not hard to find the proof for that. But it's a lot harder to find the proof for these things. Like, we're going back to parties, to sex and alcohol parties back in the 70s. I mean, it's a lot harder to find that proof than it is to find the cabins that were built in 2019. You know?
Yeah. Not to mention that there is weather modification, just like there's behavior modification. There's all kinds of modifications.
Yep.
You know, you can cool the Gulf down somewhat and maybe slow a hurricane down. I'm just saying. Yeah, Program to Kill, PTK. I don't have my StreamYard. We're on Joe's, or I'd share the link with you, but I don't have it right on me right now. But maybe I can go fetch it.
What do I need to share? Tell me.
Oh no, it's a Program to Kill, PTK. It's a free PDF about everything that we're talking about. It's written by Dave McGowan, and I'll go fetch it when I push play right here.
All right, sounds good.
My Adobe.
I mean, a lot of people.
I can't.
And there was a lot of girls, a lot of guys, and I remember him hearing him saying about colonist Gordon Hinckley. I was introduced to him one time up there.
But these parties were frequented all the time by the hunters and Mr. Hinckley.
Touch
and
party.
Some of the higher church officials. And they weren't there to play poker.
I
wanted to be invited to those when I was a teenage boy, just
which
saying.
was a very nice
Aren't
home,
you aren't you glad?
in the
They wanted you to be invited too, Joe. Woo! You lucky.
Ooh, yeah, I dodged a bullet there.
A bunch of bullets. You dodged a bunch of bullets. Oh Lord! All right. Talk about a baptism. Okay, I'm probably not the right person for this job. I'm probably not. Okay.
Neither one of us are, so that makes it right. Like, two wrongs make a right, right?
Oh my gosh! Allegedly, it's better than what they're doing. They just keep going left, left-hand path, left-hand path, left-hand path. They end up in hell. No, I'm kidding. All right.
in Hills neighborhood, which is on the side of the mountain on the east side of Salt Lake.
Whoa.
In Hills neighborhood, which was a very nice home.
I miss it.
In the Indian Hills neighborhood.
Indian Hills, okay.
Which is on the side of the mountain on the east side of Salt Lake. And a lot of people, there were supposed to be important people and supposed to be good church-going people and things like that. Some were bishops and counselors and various things that I actually seen going there or leaving there.
Louis Sims was my black lot man. And he used to go to Denver with me and buy cars, and he was the one that used to go out on West 2nd South and get the whores for the parties.
Got the whores for the party.
My black lot man got my whores for the party.
Oh shit! Oh my god! I hit the button. Okay, it's right here.
My black lot man got the whores for the party. That's not something I expected to hear today.
Well, who said it?
He just did. That him.
I wasn't watching it. I was looking for the link. Then I messed things up.
The older gentleman that is
this one.
Yes, yeah.
Ben.
He said he was my black lot man, and he would go out and get the whores for the party.
Yeah. Party favors. Diddy's. This is Mormon Diddy, man. Okay. Trying to tell you. I don't know. It's wild. Let me see where I'm at in this.
He said that
did I make it?
Gordon.
I think I did.
You'd speak to him and he'd been in your house the night before having
Maybe
a
not.
sexual orgy.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I mean, it was.
I want to.
I
I'm
guess.
sorry.
You
Black
jumped right to
girls,
orgy.
pretty black
Like
girls.
you hit that word, right?
In fact, all of them were
They meant prayer
young,
circle.
very pretty girls. Spanish Americans, Mexicans, Negroes, white girls, all dressed in the tins, and beautiful girls. Basically, most of the girls they requested me to bring to them were black girls. And most of them were tall and kind of lanky, type, and good looking.
Everybody just drinking, having.
Well,
a
as
good
long as they're
time.
good looking, then it's
A
okay.
lot of women were up there. I mean, a lot of women. And
Okay, here's PTK.
Mr. Hinckley and all of them were sitting there. And I remember one night when I was there, he was sitting there and he was really getting loose, and he had his arm around this one girl, and pretty soon I seen everybody just taking off, going this way and that way to different rooms.
Well, we drink, heavy drinking, and everybody'd get to kind of giggling and laughing like any normal party, a bunch of people together, everybody raising hell.
Ain't no party like a Mormon party. Victory for Satan.
Gordon Hinckley used to drink Boilermaker.
He does look like he's wearing a mason ring.
Beer with straight shots of booze in it, wild turkey or old turkey or something like that.
Wild turkey or old turkey. Go ahead. You there?
No, I'm
Oh.
here. Yeah, no, it's a Mormon ditty freak off.
Yep. Where's the Astroglide?
Where's the
baby oil.
lotion? Yep, where's the baby oil? We need cases of baby oil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of the girls would start like doing striptease out in there, taking their clothes off and dancing around Hinckley, and I mean, I just couldn't believe a lot that went on up there. When Hinckley was dancing with this one girl, she started taking, her blouse off and unbuttoning his shirt, and he took his shirt off, and they start dancing together. And I mean, it was
that song from Nelly must have been on. It's getting hot in here or something. That had to be it, right?
kind of a dirty dancing they were doing together, rubbing themselves with each other. And she says, "Oh my God, you got your
get your groove on?
You got your silk garments on." She says, "We're gonna have to throw those off." And she'd say, "Oh baby, and this and that."
Lord.
Grab him, One time she grabbed him right by the
the rocks.
Oh golly. And so there they go off to the room again, It was every time they were off to the bedroom after they go with one person, like say one of the guys take one girl in
Does
there
not bring water
back out, and they'd switch with another one and take her in there, That's what was going on over there, see. And I know I was approached a few times if I wanted to go, and I'd say no.
These parties are something else.
It's face.
And these people that are supposed to be good LDS, the hunters were in
the leaders,
Mr. Hinckley, supposedly. And my feeling on that is, how can you condemn somebody for doing a lot less than you're doing when you're trying to follow the religion?
One night at one of the parties that I had gone to, Mr. Hinckley was there, and I was sitting next by him, and we were talking, and he asked me if I would like to go into one of the bedrooms with him, and I told him, no, thank you.
I was personally involved with the Apostle Gordon Hinckley sexually.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
I didn't know, but I found out later that Mr. Van Dam was ACDC.
What is it?
In other words, he liked boys and he liked women.
He wasn't one of these what you call a wham bam thank you ma'am type. In other words, he wanted to drag it out.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that on my bingo card tonight either.
I maybe should mute myself. No, we have the best chat too, because I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know what ACDC meant besides Highway to Hell, but I get it. I get it. Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all are cracking me up. I love it. I love it. Oh, now I sound like John DeLynn. I love it. Okay, Wham Bam. Thank you, ma'am.
He just dismissed you and you were gone right then.
Oh, crap.
Wasn't one of these what you'd call a wham bam thank you ma'am type. In other words, he wanted to drag it out and enjoy it. Then when he was through with you, he dismissed you and you were gone right then.
Narcissist.
Chad Daybell.
Lori.
And he'd change his ways. He'd get just as arrogant as he could get.
Well, he just got what he needed. And
You'd speak to him and he'd been in your house the night before having a sexual orgy. And you'd speak to him the next day, you might run into him, and he'd just ignore you and walk right on past you like you weren't there.
He said that him and Gordon B. Hinckley got it on.
I know, Davis.
And I believe Charles Van Dam.
Let's get it on.
When he didn't want a big party, he'd just come up to the house and he and I'd do it.
And have a little party. Okay. I'm just trying to get through it.
And I knew him business-wise.
Oh.
And I knew him sexually.
Oh.
Sexual, I don't know how to say what I want to say.
It's party in the business in the front, party in the back.
We had a thing going.
They had a mullet relationship.
On my part.
It's called Satan Chain.
If Chuck Van Dam would tell me that he was having a sexual relationship with Gordon B. Hinckley, I would believe it.
He liked to have oral sex, both giving and receiving.
TMI. Yeah, margarita for sure.
He liked to have anal intercourse with certain feminine.
So this guy's had a stroke, right? Because the right side of his face is paralyzed.
I don't know, maybe, but I know he died. Like I want to say they say it at the end.
Right, but I'm guessing he had a stroke at some point in time because the right side of his face is pretty well paralyzed.
Yeah, Yeah, probably. Sound like he partied hardy. So
with Gordon B. Hinckley.
Yeah, GBH.
And TMI.
And TMI. Definitely TMI. Holy cow. That's what Melody Gibbs says. Holy cow. All right. Horror.
Youngsters. I'm talking about 15, 16 years old. Just little youngsters, babies.
Well, there was a couple of young boys at a party one night when I was there. And I'd say they were around 15 or 16.
How old were you?
I seen them talking with Hinckley, and they went off to a bedroom together. Hinckley and the two boys, in fact, went off to the bedroom together.
Did they come out? Is all I want to know.
They were in there for quite a while.
Chuck invited me to his house, so we went up there. Got out of the car, shut the doors, and walked in the house. Wasn't a soul in sight.
Yeah,
but the bedroom
definitely not.
Doors were all locked. He was going up the stairs, and as he'd go up a flight, his head would get redder, and his cheeks were flesh white. God, he was mad. And all of a sudden, he come down those stairs. Somebody evidently was in his the master bedroom. And he slammed the door and come out of that house, down those stairs, picked up the coffee table, and this home had from floor to ceiling windows. Pitched the coffee table out, the second story window. The television went out with it, and he was screaming and carried on so loud.
I wasn't living in a house. I was living in a zoo. And I got tired of living in a zoo. Even the monkey gets tired of being a monkey.
The monkey living in a zoo.
You get tired of that shit. Down at the lot, I had to eat, sleep, drink, and drive, and everything else. I worked 18, 20 hours a day.
Oh, Lord.
And then I'd come home and think, oh, God, it'll be nice to kick back in a hot soaked tub and find a bed and go to sleep. And you'd walk in, and there was all kinds of goddamn whores and sluts and gay people
Oh.
and everybody else running through my house rampantly. I
Not
threw
to
me
mention
one of my
floaters in the
Van
hot
fits,
tub.
and by God,
There
they're
were
not.
there were floaters in the hot tub too, probably.
Oh,
He said he
God.
wanted to work 18, 20 hours and get in the hot tub. I'm like, no, there were floaters in there.
Ew.
Yeah, ooh. This is all ooh. This is all
It is
cringe.
cringe. It is, but it serves as a springboard because it's not just that the people that I research, you know, immediately and in the outer rings of Lori and Chad. It goes deeper than that. It goes all the way back, you know. And so I think this is a good foundation. It's cringe, but it's a good foundation.
It is. It is. And I can't turn away.
You know?
It's like a train wreck. I
And I'm
can't stop
so
watching.
sorry. I'm so sorry, you know, if anybody if by watching this it's, you know, shattering your worldview too. You know, I really am sorry, but I'll hold your hand. I will.
Yeah, they have the power to click the
Yeah.
button to go somewhere else too.
I hope
And
you don't
we
though. I
don't.
hope you
Yeah, exactly.
power
Yeah,
through it.
get educated. Like,
Yep.
we're here to get through it all together and to learn more and to
Mm-hmm.
stop this nonsense. I mean, how many years ago was this? This was in the 80s,
Yeah.
the 70s, and
I
the
don't know
80s.
exactly, but let's see. This mini documentary was produced in the late 1980s, early 1990s as part of an investigation into now deceased former Mormon President Gordon B. Hinckley. It has
40 years
not
ago.
been seen by the public in nearly 30 years. I have a hard time scrolling in the site for some reason, but yeah, he's got some really good articles in here. He's done some really good research, so we'll you know, go as we go. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, it was in the God Makers, but you're not going to get an active LDS member to watch that for sure. And I mean, probably not going to get them to watch my channel either. But you know
I'm
what? Sure there are some cool ones out there, man.
I have LDS that love me as much as I love them, and they probably wouldn't watch my channel. Like, not the hard stuff, not the stuff that you and I talk about, because of cognitive dissonance, because it's just hard for them to process my religion, the thing that I believe so much and I hold so dear to my heart and is going to get me, you know,
but it's also your world
eternal
too.
salvation. It's
everything that you know, and you don't know anything. You don't know anything outside of that. So it's scary, and you've been taught that it's damnation, basically.
Yeah, it's worse than damnation. It's worse than Hitler.
A lot, and it's a lot for a Mormon to consider, because a lot of times, you know, they're so interconnected in their own community. Their jobs sometimes depend on it. There's a lot of things, and so I get that. I mean, I can see that.
It's tough. And I can appreciate whenever somebody that I love that's still in the church can have an honest conversation with me. And I had one of those over the weekend, and I so appreciate that. Yeah.
Awesome. You know? And I mean, I'm not trying to sell you on another church. So there's that. You know, and you're not either. So we're just here, just seeking justice through understanding. Right? Play that. All right, ready?
Nice.
I'll watch him again.
When Chuck threw the television and the coffee table out the window, it fell on a Pontiac convertible, went right through the top.
Goodness.
People were coming out of the bedrooms trying to put on their clothes over their garments. At which Gordon B. Hinckley came down the stairs. I think a redhead was with him.
Drop kicked the TV through the window through the convertible top of a Pontiac Bonneville, and they were all running up the street putting their pants on.
Oh, Lord.
Trying to get the hell away from there.
So that's about as good as I can say, except that Gordon B. Hinckley and the hunters were right there amongst them.
The hunters,
Gordon B. Hinckley was trying to put on his trousers too. And I think Mr. Van Dam scared them all to death.
Oh.
Well, I knew Hinckley was high in the LDS church, you know, and
Yeah,
I
he's a
know,
drop kick.
There was a redhead
I was
involved.
high in the church too. You
Was
know,
it this
in the Mormon
redhead? Was she the
church,
one
and,
involved?
Did she just say redhead?
No, he said redhead. Like when he was describing the
Okay,
table and the TV going out the window, he said there was also a redhead that was running down the stairs putting clothes on. And
well,
she said she didn't want to get involved, so I don't think it's her. But there was
yeah,
a
she said
redhead
2
involved.
boys went up there with him, and
Yeah,
then he
yeah.
went. Well, so who are these redheaded? Who's redheaded?
Don't mess with redheads. Just saying.
Don't F with us. All right. I gotta go get my hair colored tomorrow. All right.
high in the LDS church,
Ooh.
you know, and I know
Yeah,
Hunter
drop
was high
kicking
in
our
the
angel.
church too, you know, in the Mormon church, and I just couldn't believe Hinckley, you know, when I seen it with my own eyes, you know, these LDS people, especially Hinckley.
What were you?
I mean, drinking and carrying on like he was doing. I had heard about these
She's a Melanie
LDS
Gibbon.
people, but when I seen him, Mr. Hinckley, it really shocked me to see what Mr. Hinckley could do.
But I'm sure
What, he
Mr.
like
Van
5
Dam
foot tall?
will tell you about the same thing, about what went on in his home and above the car lot. And these
Owned
things are
by him or
fact.
about?
They're not put up. They're not fiction.
I moved to Denver and I opened up a couple of bars. And
Nothing
they were
good
gay
over
bars.
in the salad.
And when I got rolling pretty good, all of a sudden they wanted someplace to launder some money from Zion's First National Bank.
That tracks.
And so they started sending some people over with large cashier's checks gone on to Zion's First National Bank.
Did he die mysteriously, by the way?
And I would launder them, and they would pay me 10%.
There was a time when he was in Colorado, he owned 2 gay bars. And that
Who is
they
he?
had taken some
Is that
cashier's checks
GBH?
from the Zion Bank.
Yeah, he's talking about he's the guy that was just before him. This
Okay.
Van Dam guy. Oh, yeah.
Van Dam, not Gordon B. Hinckley. Okay.
Right.
I thought he was saying Gordon B.
He's
Hinckley.
corroborating his story, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm down with it.
I moved to Denver and I opened up
Well,
a couple of bars.
all right, sorry.
over, and they would pay me.
And gay bars. And that they had taken some cashier's checks from the Zion Bank here in Salt Lake City to Denver, and Charles took them into his bank and cashed
Good night,
them.
living life with FND.
$75,000 at a whack.
Good night.
And I'd go down to the bank and cash the damn thing and stand around there. The FBI had pictures of me cashing the checks, and they had pictures of my Cadillac down in the basement of the bank and everything else.
That buggy, I did.
And I'd send the cash back to Utah with these people.
Wow.
And I'd keep 10%.
There you go.
They were checks from the Zion Bank. And
That's tithing.
and the LDS people own the Zion Bank.
They put up the seed money.
SED.
And they take it back under the table. One thing that you've got to remember is that the Mormon Church finances business. They're not there to worship God or anything else. They're there to make money and have sex.
And for the second coming.
I know that the story is true through 8 months of investigation. My wife and I have spent untold hours, man hours, and dollars investigating this and to finding out the truthfulness of what we believe is.
She has a gun microphone.
Utmost,
I'm a little bit
highest
scared.
proportions of.
It's like a pew pew.
It is like it's
like a radar, like a laser. I don't know.
It's straight out
like
of
Ghostbusters.
yeah.
Just suck the souls or something. Anyway.
Pointing it right at his face.
Yeah. Well, how is she gonna pick up his sound? I'm just kidding. All right.
Hypocrisy.
You don't look happy.
That I have ever heard of. I think with the leadership of the Mormon Church and 6.25 million people,
like
the
long-winded men.
exposing of this situation would make the Swaggart story look like a Sunday school picnic.
Holy crap.
I think it should be known for the benefit of all
Humanity
LDS people, and all church members.
and
He
humanity
had used me sexually, myself personally,
turned out.
and then excommunicated me on the homosexuality. And he's the one that's excommunicating me, and yet I've had sexual parties with him personally.
One of the greatest sins that was in the Bible was about hypocrisy. There are many, many scriptures. It's a sin that God detests. And the reason I'm here is because there's a cover-up going on. People in high levels, namely Gordon Hinckley, who is leading a church based on the fact that it's the only church, true church in the world, and he is a hypocrite. He's leading a
This lady is a prophet.
lifestyle that's immoral.
We just believe that if Gordon B. Hinckley is professing that you should be morally clean so you can sit in judgment upon others, that he should be judged by the same standards he's trying to use.
They live a double standard. Their leaders are saying one thing and living another lifestyle. They excommunicate bisexuals in the mainline LDS church. Why aren't the leaders getting away with it? We want to see this exposed because the Bible says that there's nothing hidden that won't be revealed.
Gordon Bowen, man.
Baptized Latter-day Saints. And I do not approve of them being able to excommunicate
What?
people that aren't doing nearly as bad as they are. That's my feeling on it.
They're greedy people. All they care about is what's lying in their pockets. And that's the way Gordon Hinckley is too. He thinks he can hide behind the church, and he can't hide because they're so disgusting. The whole Mormon religion is just a damn disgusting mess.
I'm gonna
It's a
say
cult. It's called first your money and then your clothes, and in that order. And if, as long as you go along with the hierarchy of the church, and you do what they want you to do, they'll see to it that you make enough money to live and live halfway decent.
and pay your 10% to them.
He's bringing the
If you'll
tea.
take
This
the ball
guy's
and do
bringing
things
it.
extracurricular for them,
Right? Okay. Yes,
Like
that's
he's not holding back at all.
right. And I'm shaking my head back here. I'm like, you know,
Wow.
I mean, because I remember because I looked when I learned that, you know, the leadership in the church was to a Mormon what the Pope was to a Catholic, right? So when you look at it like that, I was like, oh my God, you know, so that's how they revere these men. And I was trying to figure out, you know, the president and just the way, you know, because you have a president and this and a president, then you're like, what? And then prophet, and it's very confusing. It's like the president of the quorum of the 12 apostles and general authorities, and I'm like, what?
Not
When
okay.
you're not used to this.
Not even the president of the church. Like you would not expect your Sunday school teacher to engage in these behaviors and these activities and these parties, let alone the president of the church. It's just shocking and mind-blowing.
Right, because there are allegations and court documents of President Russell Nelson's daughter and son-in-law partaking in some touch parties, allegedly. And then they're like, no, they're kids. They don't know what they're talking about. They're making it up. The therapists are doing that.
And this goes back way before that. This goes back way before that.
Yeah, what we just showed David Levitt, who he's like tragically mentally ill. We debunked that. That's not how investigations work, sir. You know, prosecuting attorney. That's not the way. You don't debunk them. Okay. Well, maybe you do, but it just doesn't sound right.
Well, that's what religions do. That's not what law enforcement officials do.
Right. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, it just doesn't sound right the way he says that. And it's like they want you to look at the right hand, and that way you don't see what the left hand's doing. Basically, diversion.
So if you want to put it that way, I don't know how the right hand of the church could not see what.
I know.
I'm gonna put this in a crude way. So earmuffs, people. I don't know how the right hand of the LDS church could not see the cock that was sitting in the left hand.
There you go, mushroom stamp. Went a little further. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
But I took it further and I mushroom stamped it. So yeah, that's what happens. You get slapped in the damn face, and it's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah,
Crush.
Margarita, also Alex Cox. He was excommunicated twice and re-welcomed back into the fold twice.
Absolutely. And so, look, I had taken a screenshot of an old screenshot I had earlier, or from early on in the case, and I want to read that to y'all real quick.
I can't believe I just went there. I didn't.
You did. Not in a crude way, but in a reality way. It's a reality way. And, we need to stop I don't like sugarcoating stuff. I don't like people sugarcoating stuff for me. Don't do that because I see right through it anyways. But, just hit me with the truth. That's it. That's all. That's all it takes. Say what you mean and mean what you say. It's a very simple concept. Okay, well, I don't know where it is right this second, but right.
What was that book by Dr. Seuss? I meant what
Cat
I
in the
said
Hat?
and I said no, I meant what I said and I said what I meant. An Elephant's Faithful 100%.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd have to write it
down. That's a Dr. Seuss book.
1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4. That's all I remember.
No. Dr. Seuss Elephant. Horton, Here's a Who.
Oh, and I was about to rap. I was about to say, I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a. Anyways, yeah.
Yes. Horton Here's a Who. His saying was, I meant what I said and I said what I meant. An Elephant's Faithful 100%. So that I loved that book when I was a kid.
Oh, it was literally the first picture. Yeah. I remember Dr. Seuss. I used to read too. Okay, so this is just a screenshot from early well, I'll just say rumors. All right, so it says Zelema's energy healing included conversion therapy. Alex went through conversion therapy with her before getting married. Jason Mal went through multiple therapy sessions, not specified to be conversion therapy, with Zelema, and they could be intense. Mal has a dark side that wrestles for control. Shocker. Zelema called Chad in as a second, like somebody to back her, to assist her for one of Mal's therapy sessions in 2019. Chad flew down to Arizona for it. Brandon Boudreaux often seen drinking in gay clubs in Phoenix on weekends up until the fall of 2019. Alex occasionally seen with him. Alex and Ian P. seen there together once too. Alex had a secret crush on Brandon. Brandon allegedly seen dancing intimately and more with guys in the guys in the clubs. Alex publicly hated gay people and said they were better off dead. This said to be his repressed homosexuality speaking. Lori strongly homophobic, and when she found out about Alex, they had a big argument, and she said he brought shame on their family. And I don't know where this came from. It says, I have reliable private sources for some of the above, but nothing that conclusively proves any of them. I think this might be from Annie, but don't quote me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I was just, anyways. All right. Let's chew on that for a little bit.
They'll pay you under the table.
Oh.
Nobody cares if Gordon B.
You did,
Hinckley had a
Megan? Okay.
drink. That's Gordon's business. Nobody cared if the hunters had a drink. But you can't put down other people.
Libby dibby doo.
Because you're in a high position in the church. And you're given all this power.
Mm-hmm.
And you're excommunicating for something you do twice as bad.
Unchecked.
I have heard, about how they would party and go with other women and this and that, some of them. But then when you see it with your own eyes, what they really do, especially high officials like Mr. Hinckley.
Yeah.
I says, I can't believe this.
Tonight I'm being excommunicated here at the Oak Hills First Ward for telling a story of truth about one of
Sounds
the
like Bishop
high-ranking
Bill
members of
Real.
the LDS Church, namely Gordon B. Hinckley.
And others.
I was encouraged by my Mormon friends as into the stake presidency.
So I
through
haven't
bishopric.
I haven't officially removed my name from the records of the church.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
So
Do it.
I still get phone calls from missionaries from time to time. I actually had a couple of them show up on my front doorstep a couple of days ago. And I kind of regret not like filming it and like having a real discussion with them, but I had other things going on. So I'm like, yeah, no, not interested. Go away, guys. But they're young now. They sent them out at 18 years old. When I was 19, that was
That's
our
so
age. 18, they're still forming their like brains. Their brains
Their
are still
frontal
forming.
lobes. Yeah.
Yes.
So even after watching this, do you honestly think, and I'm asking like Megan, everybody in the chat too, after watching just this little video right here, 26 minutes of it, you think that they would actually take your name off the records?
No, they don't want to. They want to hold out hope that I will
But do
change
you
my
think they would
mind.
actually do it? Do you think
And
they
I
would?
will,
Do you trust that they would actually remove it and not count you?
if I asked them to, they would, yes. If I said I want my name removed from the records, they would. I honestly
They're
haven't
gonna
given a
put you in the
shit.
naughty list.
I have I'm
The book of
on
the
the
dead.
naughty list and I don't care. So I don't care if they remove it or not. But
Yeah,
so
remove
it's
yourself.
funny. It's funny that he's mentioning being excommunicated because they might remove my name if they watched my channel more, if they watched our lives
Well,
together.
they have the strengthening committee, whatever.
Strengthening members, right?
Yeah, strengthening. Oh my God.
Whatever it is, yeah. They have lots of
I-
committees. They have lots of
Oh
organizations.
my God. For some reason, I can't. Strengthening church members committee or something like that.
Yeah.
Church strengthening. I don't know. All right.
But if they watched any one of our Tuesday night lives, they would probably be like, Joe Schmo, you're gone. You out of here.
Yeah, I've been out of there, Joe. They're like, put her in the ditch of the algorithm. And yeah,
Ugh.
you give me a little credibility. You're a dude.
I
You're
am.
Mhm.
I'd
You're
like
my
to
boy.
think I'm a dude.
You're the dude. You're the dude. You're the patriarch. Anyways, the sun's in his eyes. Ready and go.
To pursue the story of truth.
I could say this, that,
Oh Lord.
that when somebody starts mouthing off about the church and they tell somebody else that might spread it
Thank you, Megan.
or hurt the church detrimentally, all of a sudden they disappear.
I'm related to Jimmy Swaggart, by the way.
Quieten up.
There is nothing within the doctrinal procedures of the church that allows any one member the opportunity to bring an accusation against any of the presidency of the church.
But I think that the public should be knowledgeable of what the Mormon church actually does and is, because they wreck lives.
They're grippers. Big time.
And that's why I'm coming out with this.
And they
because
bring
somewhere
people
along the line, these people are going to realize that I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you money that when this story hits the air or hits the news media or something, there's going to be hell to pay.
Shortly after this interview, Charles Van Dam died of AIDS. Shit, is that real? Bill Claudin was excommunicated from the Mormon Church as a result of his role in the Hinckley investigation. I didn't know. I need to look up this Hinckley investigation. Was it by his friends at the government community? A brief excerpt from this video appears in the Godmakers 2. Yeah. There's still people making videos.
Was it somebody that bought a used Cadillac?
On 4 flats. Yeah, it was a Cadillac on 4 flats. Thank you for using that one. That was not planned, but anyways, yeah, he did die. But Gordon B. Hinckley died. I wonder. I mean, because according to Charles Van Dam, there, I think that's how you say it. You know, he was doing the hibbity dibbity with JBH. So last I checked, it was contagious. And I mean, anyways, just one of those things.
And last I checked, this was 35 to 40 years ago. And he just said the church ruins people's lives. And JJ and Tylee and Charles and Tammy's lives were more than just ruined.
Yep.
They were taken from them.
I mean, and Lori and Chad's and Ruby and Jody's. Like, it is just, it's just so false. You know, it's like,
it's exhausting.
It's so wrong. And it's so pushes for perfection and, you know, through works and yada, yada, yada. And it's, I don't know how people do it. Like, it's so high pressured, you know, it's bound to pop off. And I mean, that's what it feels like with the Mormon true crime stuff. It's like one pops off over here and they're like, I can't take it anymore. And, you know, they either that or maybe they got their mission too. I'm telling you, if they're paying creators on YouTube and other socials, you know, to share the Book of Mormon, you know, as a oh my God, as a brand, as a,
you're not going to get just paid to share the story of Christ coming to the American continent. You're going to get paid to toe the company line, which is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the one and only true church, and that Joseph Smith is a prophet of God. That's what you're going to get paid to
allegedly is what I'm gonna say. Because when I heard that too, because I'd never heard that before with anybody, and I mean, anyway, so I'm like, if you got to tell me you're true, I don't have nothing else for you, you know, like,
thank you.
You told me everything.
Thank you.
That's right there in the first line, you know, it's like, yeah, if you got to tell me I'm honest, I won't dick you over. Yes, you will. Yes, yes, you will. More than likely, you know, so I don't know, that rubbed me the wrong way when I found that out. But anyways,
but that's what we were raised growing up to say.
Exactly.
Every first Sunday of every month for our entire lives.
Yeah.
Like, you get up and you stand in front of the entire church and you say, I know this is the one true church, and I know that he is a prophet of God. That's what you get up and say, like, once a month for your entire life.
Absolutely.
And that's called indoctrination, people.
Yeah, brainwashing. That's like repetition, and that's that whole thing, that behavior modification. I mean, it's just one of the elements that goes into it. You know, because they break us down in other ways.
Right. And I think Megan can probably speak to that too.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm so sorry for your experience, Megan. You know, I really am. It really does suck. It's not like, I remember people in the beginning of this for sure. They were like, why you want to take down the church? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, that's not my goal. Don't be putting that on me. You know, like, I'm not, but that's what's
no. Here's what I have to say about that. If you are shining light in the darkness, and the light that you shine on the darkness causes things that are in the darkness to move away, then they're dark things that are hiding in the darkness.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I agree with you on that. It's just, how do you get them to see? And I mean, again, I'm not trying to force anything upon anybody, but I know I've become more cynical, and so I'm not as nice, I guess you could say. I'm more just, I don't hold my tongue.
I'm still trying to find my groove. I'm trying to find it between being nice and being not nice, Because at some
It's
point
just
in
an ebb
time,
and flow.
yeah.
I think that's what it is, you know? And I mean, just like, you know, people have blamed Lori for Melanie and Brandon's divorce. And I'm like, kinda. But Melanie's her own person. Brandon is his own person. And if it were based on anything true, you know, like really, really true, like if she really loved him or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? If that was there, then nobody would come between you and your husband. You know, nobody can come between you and your faith if you weren't already kind of looking, is what I'm saying.
If you build it on a rock and not on sand.
Mm-hmm. A firm foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Pun intended. So, anyways, well, I know you never know what I'm going to bring up. So I appreciate it's like the roulette. Never know what you're going to get. But I'm glad that it went this direction. It's cringe, like you said, very cringe. But we had some good jokes to get through it.
We got a couple in there.
Yeah, chat was bringing it for sure.
Oh, such an amazing chat. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Amazing chat. I appreciate it.
I do too. I really do. And yeah, Megan, we appreciate you too. Hope you're okay. Hope you're doing good. I'm sorry, I'm pulling something up. Oh
You're
God,
good.
that's so loud. That was so freaking loud. My speaker is huge. Do you still have me up there?
Yep, you're up.
This is line for the Lord.
Not you're up, you're up.
Sometimes we deceive and lie to avoid personal embarrassment. It is a sin to lie. A lie is any communication given to another with the intent to deceive.
Yeah,
when I compare this definition with that found in the dictionary, which states, a lie is an untrue statement made with the intent of deceiving, I greatly appreciate her definition. A lie can be effectively communicated without words ever being spoken. Sometimes a nod of the head or silence can deceive. Recommend.
Oh my God, I need to hear that like 15 times in a row.
Making a false entry.
Huh?
Sometimes not saying anything can still be a lie.
It's deafening. And it really, the church sending out those letters.
That is the church.
That harmed our chances of, at least at that time, we didn't know they were already dead. Okay. But it stood in the way. It obstructed justice. It put its nasty hand in there and just played God.
And just said,
it's
hey.
A pot stir. It is a huge ass pot stir.
No, it's not just a pot stir. It is somebody putting a hand of suppression on an investigation. Because the church should have opened up the investigation.
On their hands is what I'm saying. Yeah.
It is.
Absolutely.
I'm going down that road with you. Totally going down that road with you.
Yep. It's hurtful. It hurts me, and I never belonged to this church. The only thing I knew about this church was, again, on Saturday mornings when cartoons would come on, there was this one commercial, and it was like, compassion, pass it along. That was it. And it made you tear up, you know. It was such a beautiful message, but that's not what you get, unfortunately.
No, families aren't forever when you have people like Chad and Lori unaliving your family members.
Right.
And I tear up too when I think about JJ and Tylee. So thank you for that. All right.
They matter. They mattered. They still matter. I don't know what else on here. I thought it was, yeah. He does a Freemason thing.
In a ledger, devious use of flattery, or failure to divulge all pertinent facts are a few other ways to communicate the lie.
You really aren't obligated to answer everyone's questions. Whenever a person asks me an antagonistic question, I never answer that question, but rather I answer the question they should have asked.
How narcissistic is that shit?
That's why I group this under answer the right question. That's why I group this under answer the right question.
That's not an itch. You're not scratching. I caught Mike King doing it earlier. I was like, oh no, I never wanted to see you doing Freemason signs. I shouldn't talk.
No,
What?
that's crazy. That wow.
Judge Bresky does it too. I mean, well, a lot of your
No,
judges and your law
Judge
enforcement.
Bresky leans into his forehead like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just showing. This is how Judge
Lori.
Bresky does it.
Well, I mean, when you study like MK Ultra stuff, and I mean, I'm talking like there's this video that's gotten like 5 million views. It's like a guy, he's from Australia. He was trying to think of what show he was on where they won. I don't know. Anyways, and he did like a long video, like 5 hours long. And he's just like, see, look here, look here, look here, look here. And he shows you all the different things. And they're like, doing, and I never noticed these things before. Never, whatever, do you, boo. But when you start to just at least be aware of these things, then, I just note them. That's all I do. And if anybody else wants to note them too, I mean, whatever. If they're doing it for nefarious reasons, it's on them. It's not on me and it's not on you. But it would be nice, to not be in the damn dark. It would be nice to know. And it is nice, but it also sucks. It's double-edged. See, you just did a little thing. Just speaking. Yeah, I did. I caught Judge Bresky doing a couple things weird. And I'm like, what is he chewing? Like, is he like, with dip or something? Because he was doing some weird stuff one day.
He's trying to get rid of his headache. That's
yes.
Lori damn Daybell. That's what he's doing.
For sure. But anyways, yeah, it's very interesting.
There are so many conspiracies out there, and
but look, I'm related to Mickey Gilley. I'm related to Jimmy Swaggart. I'm related to Jerry Lee Lewis. Yeah. And there's that Wayne Cox that lives in North Louisiana that is a bad mamma jamma. Okay. And he is Mormon and he is into some stuff, allegedly. But I've never dug into him. But also Frank Vandersloot, his ex-brother-in-law, got him started in Cox Communications. And I'm just like, well, damn, you were just meant to be made a billionaire, weren't you? And he shares, he's Secret Santa, whatever. It all goes back to the institution.
If you have a 2-person Secret Santa, you probably know who your Secret Santa is.
Yeah, a loaded one. A very influential one. So, but it really freaked me out because, okay, where's it at? Do I have it right here? So whenever we did the celebration of life for Tylee and JJ, I was just learning about the Process Church and the Final Judgment, which is basically a branch of the Scientology Church. But that ties in also with the Mormon Church. Yeah, it's interesting. Like Heber C. Jench, I think that's his name. Heber C. Jench, Heber C. Jench was a prophet for the LDS Church and for Scientology. That's one thing. And then I learned that, like the Son of Sam, that's a huge cover up. If you go read Program to Kill, it's very enlightening. That a lot of these serial killers are made, and it makes me wonder how much of Lori, if any, I'm just considering these things. Okay. There's nothing wrong with considering things. I'm not here to prosecute. I'm not a lawyer, but going to the temple, that's the hub, what? And I also had like I imagined or pictured, like Jason Mao being at the I've never been in a temple, and so I could picture him like Lori cry. She said she would be crying in the celestial room by herself, and I'm like, so is Jason Mal like up in the whatever rafter somewhere going, like I'm Jesus. I mean, that's what I pictured. But if you really, kind of break that down a little bit, it's very what is going on in the temples, man?
It's very Jason Mao channeling Moroni. Jason Mao like standing in front of her going, I'm channeling Moroni. I'm going to bless you with a priesthood that's stronger than the Melchizedek priesthood right now.
Oh, wait. I got the priesthood stick. Anyways, I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, right? I'm just kidding.
That was him channeling Moroni and her believing it because she told him that he was channeling Moroni.
I think it's just a code name, really. I really do.
No, it was a code name for being able to make yourself more powerful than any man in the LDS Church, including Charles, including Brandon, including anybody who wanted to take away her temple recommend. All of a sudden, she magically has a higher priesthood than any of them have.
True, but there's other theories for that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like it hasn't happened before.
Yeah, I'm
it's
down
out
for
there.
him. Yeah.
But I mean, if let's say if it was a second anointing, I mean, I know they don't fit the criteria. I know it's usually an older couple, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But if you're an institution that even gives those out in secret, I don't trust your nothing. Okay. You ain't got no damn boundaries. Okay. You ain't got no ethics. You ain't got no morals is what I'm saying. So that's where I'm like, we don't know. We weren't there, but they were in the temple. They did get sealed that weekend. Chad wrote about it. Check it out. So whatever's happened. And I want to know if it's like Programmed to Kill, where you can get people to do some really heinous shit and then you can exploit them to the nth degree for whatever reason. Maybe it was to separate the wheat from the tares, like Lori thinks. She's like, we love the church. Mm-hmm. We know it's not, the Church of the Firstborn is only a title. It is not a real church on this earth. It is in the next realm up. Okay. There's a lot of code talk, and she's got to stick to that. She's got to cling to this for the rest of her days. And she's Mormon. Hopefully she was a good one, or maybe hopefully she was a shittier one. Hopefully she, did drugs and drank and smoked, because that would lessen her life a little bit.
So
like Larry said, she's going to come out in a body bag, just like she did.
She is. So do you think that some of her personal attempt at salvation, redemption, comes through her representing other inmates? Because she's mentioned that a couple times. She told Nate Eden that she wanted to discuss women's prisoner rights in prisons and jail cells. So
did Gypsy Rose, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's no. I mean, but that is a good point. And as an outsider looking in, I see a lot of LDS, ex-LDS, doesn't matter, coming from the system, who want to save everybody else, but don't know how to save themselves.
Yep.
That's all. That's just it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to exactly word that, but another thing I learned was like, and I mean, I get that too when I've gone to church, any church, and there's something that they're preaching, and you're just like, oh, I feel like God is looking down on me. Not down, but I mean, like, he is speaking that to me. That is for me. But I've had a friend who was like, who, and I mean, not just her, it was other people that I've watched too, that are like, oh my God, they must watch my channel. And I'm just like, I don't think that's how that works. You know?
I think Lori watches me and you. I do. I think she's like,
Badge.
oh
Make
my
sure
God,
you
I
hit the
needed
like
that.
button and subscribe, hooker. Right.
I needed that. I so needed that.
Right. Leave your damn DNA. Tammy Logic will pick it up. Bitch. In the wheelchair. Get it ready, girl.
Oh.
Y'all gotta write a damn victim statement. Oh my God.
All right. Are you ready to go? Well, how long has
Yeah.
it been? How long have we been on?
Allegedly.
3 hours? We've been on
Joe,
for 3 damn
a long
hours.
date.
But I'm a cheap
Got
date,
includes
so
and
it's okay.
everything. Ooh, me too. We're very, all right. Good. Well, thank y'all for hanging out with us, and I think y'all are glutton for punishment for sure. So,
Yes.
anyways,
Thank you, chat. Thank you, mods. Everybody, get ready for 2 minutes of Charlie being the best boy ever.
And the best song.
He I gotta change the outro. Hold on. Media assets.
Donna said, "Very interesting content. Thank you. It's brought to you by the Book of Mormon." Kidding.
New evening.
Well,
Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Good evening. Come and find you a seat. Grab yourself a cup of Joe and put up your feet. Let's talk about the latest news and all about true crime. We can make a difference if we put in the time. Oh, we can make a difference if we put in the See you soon, my lovely friends. Have a good afternoon. Don't forget to stop back by and see me real soon. Thank you for stopping in. Thanks for saying hi. Together we can make a difference if we try. Thank you for stopping in. Thanks for saying hi. Together we can make a difference if we try. Thank you for stopping in. Thanks for saying hi. Together we can make